Thing about my kid. One thing about my kid, you just put her on it. That's it. And then it's routine now. It's speaking of which, she showed me some of her finished logo work. Listen, that shit looked like something that could be that Oscorp could use, LexCorp, Wayne Industries. That shit, right. That shit looks dope. I'm sitting there going, thinking this, like, yeah, because what she needs is like help with the other stuff, the business part of it, right? Yeah. But even with that, once you put her on a task, show her what to do, you don't have to say nothing else. She gonna be on it. Every time I look up here, she mining. When I look on this shit, she's mine.
Because that's how it's supposed to be. It's fucking seconds out of your day till you hit the notification and then hit the button.
Yeah.
Like, come on. It's
I
don't get it.
Sometimes
I do get it. Some people, well, for some people, not everybody. I can't say it specifically for this specific person, but some people, they've been so doctrinized by the idea that you have to kill yourself in order to get anything.
Oh yeah, that's a thing,
this
bro.
Possibly, what's up, Betty? So hey, this Betty. Couldn't possibly lead to anything good.
Listen, that's a real thing, and it actually affects everything when it comes to work, earning a living, making money, and the people that usually are capable of thinking outside of that paradigm are the ones that wind up becoming the multi this, the multi that, because they figured that they can think out of that box of, this is how I make money. And this is the only way I can make money. They can think outside of that. And people wonder, well, how did they come up with this idea? Well, the reason she came up with that idea and you didn't is because the way you have been indoctrinated to think about how to earn money is through the old ways. And not only is it just through the old ways, it's also very caste system-ish. You are a worker, so you stay in the working class, and you don't think outside of for the working class, the only way to make money is to sell your time for it. Your time and your back, your time or whatever skill you have.
Right.
And since you have been conditioned to think that this is your lot in life, you don't think outside of that. So when somebody like you come along and say, yo, blah, 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 you don't even got to do, they don't believe that shit. Why would they believe that? Their only experience is, yo, I got to bust my ass to get this money. Man, these are the same people, by the way, that will brag to you about how, shit, man, I've been knocking that overtime out.
Yeah.
These are the same people. Not realizing.
No, literally, she's done this. Literally,
thank you, Betty.
I got such and such amount of overtime this week.
Yo,
cool. That's great. That's great.
Yeah, that's what you want to spend your time equity on.
Right.
You know, but
every time I ain't gonna hold you. There are times where I wish I could get overtime. Real shit. But no, I'm not about to. Nah, we're not bragging about that though.
Yeah, yo, I'm telling you, I wish in a lot of cases that I was wrong about that sort of thing. But I know people. I've been around them enough and didn't want to be. so I gotta figure it like, listen, the same folks. So they're never gonna really understand the idea of not selling your labor for money, because that's not, and they'll always be puzzled when they see these people to make all this money, and they go, but Where was they working? No. See, that's
that's not the only way.
That's not the only way to make money. Working for somebody else is not the only way to make money. Say that as many. I don't know if this part will be on. Say that as many times.
No, we're gonna keep all this.
Say that as many times to yourself as it takes for you to be aware of that. Mm-hmm. There are other ways to make money besides working.
To make money. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. What we traditionally call work.
What we traditionally call right.
There definitely other way. Like I just
and listen, I do believe that at some point that paradigm will shift. I don't know when, and I don't know that it will for the masses. I just think more people than typically expected will start to are starting to see that, right? And one thing I noticed too. Just being with my wife for these last 12, 13 years. Addie's here. Being with my wife for the last 12, 13 years, I got a chance to be around other entrepreneurs. When we would go vending at different malls or things like that, or have events, or just watch the way she deals with some of the people that she does business with, right?
Right.
There is an awakening amongst people of that.
Yeah.
That the limitations that come with brick and mortar employment.
Right.
There are limitations that come with that. And yes, there's a comfortability about it because it's something that you're used to. And you feel you can safely say this business is not going anywhere. So if I come to work every day, my scheduled time, I will have a check waiting for me at the end of the pay period. And this money, how I budget it, how I use it, is how I sustain my life. There's a certain comfortability behind that. Right. And most people are risk averse, right? Mm-hmm. But I've seen just over these last 13 years, way more people starting to, even if they have a brick and mortar employment, they have something else that is regulated by their steam, the battery in their back.
Right.
They have to go out and sell it, sell themselves, and sell the skill or sell the product that they have to make money. I've been seeing that grow. I don't know that it will ever be the majority of people. Right. I don't think so. I don't. But there'll definitely be more people. There's definitely more people now thinking that way than it was back then. And I see no reason why that won't continue to be the case. 10 years from now, we're going to have more people still saying, oh, no, y'all got this business doing this. Oh, no, y'all make money online. I got a job, but I make money online. You're going to start seeing more. Trust me, that number's going to grow.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
That number's absolutely going to grow. I just wish. Another reason why I think it's going to grow is because it's easier now to do that shit.
Yes.
That hasn't always been like, there was gatekeeping even when it came to entrepreneurial endeavors. Because even if it was just the gatekeeping of money, just not having the money to get started, the capital to get started, that lack of capital is a gate. You know what I'm saying? That's a gate. Your very employment, where you work and the hours you put in, is a gate because you don't have the time. You can't figure out a way to have the time that it take to start a business, especially the way businesses were deemed businesses back in the day. You know, like when I was coming up, business, you didn't think about no online. What? No. If somebody said to me they had a business, I assumed they got a store, they got someone building, some shit like that, and they are, doing some sort of service or selling some sort of product.
Right.
It took a homeboy of mine who was before his time, at least in my crew, said to me, now he didn't know about the internet being that thing. He thought it was gonna be mail order type shit. But he clearly said to me, this brick and mortar shit, it's not gonna have the hold in the future that it has now. And I was like, nigga, shut up. And because I'm not a complete and total ass,
right?
Three-fourths ass.
Okay.
I'm not a complete and total ass.
I would say
When
like
I talk to
7.
him, shut up. I always remind him that he was right and I was wrong. Right? He was right and I was wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Real shit. That's crazy.
Yes, it is.
Man, all I know is
What you know?
we got plans.
Yeah, we do got plans.
That's all I know. That's all I know.
Yeah, we do.
There are other things that I think. There are other things that I posit.
Yeah.
There are other things that I might guess.
Yeah.
There are things that I assume.
Yeah.
But what I know.
What you know?
We got plans.
Got plans, B.
That's it.
We got it's plans. It's plans out there. And that's the other thing too. This came to my realization. Not quite this same way, but the beginnings of it was with the whole networking thing. Networking with other people and shit. That was the beginnings of it for me. But I had a conversation with my sister Marissa these months ago. And a lot of stuff she said just made too much sense, and it kind of connected with shit that I was already thinking. Like, yo, the way shit is now, nigga, you better find a crew. You better find a crew of people with skills and dedication and all of that, and with a certain mindset, because nobody gets rich by themselves. Nah. Nobody. Even if all the people that helped you become that don't share in that, because they're like customers, or someone that gave you some advice. Nobody gets rich alone. Nobody gets rich alone. There's other people around in that circumference. You know what I'm saying? That are feeding into that energy, which got that individual wealthy. You know what I'm saying? So if everyone is mindful of that in your crew. Remember what you said on the other show? Your friends and shit, you and your friends should be talking about money.
Always.
You should always be talking about money. Whether y'all getting it with each other or just in general, y'all should be talking about money.
Yeah.
At some point.
If
y'all never talking about money,
type of progress, then you don't care about me.
Yeah.
Like, you can have your people who you
party with and play with.
Yeah, you have fun with, and that's cool. They're cool. People need that for their mental health, for all these other type things.
Facts.
But this is why I say I use the word friend very seldomly.
Yeah.
It's not, everybody don't get, the only time I just throw the word friend out there is when I'm talking to somebody who I know won't understand.
Right. Because they don't get the language. They don't get the lingo like that.
If I know that, if I don't have faith that you're gonna understand what I'm saying, then I'll throw the word friend out there.
Right.
I'll do that.
You read the room,
but,
basically.
Yeah, but in general, no. This first, no. I have very few friends.
Yeah.
Very few friends.
Same.
If I haven't, it's likely that if we have consistent conversation, and I've never said anything to you about you progressing anywhere in life, then I probably don't think that we have enough skin in to be considered friends.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. If I've never had a conversation about your financial health or your what you plan on doing,
right.
Any of these similar type of things,
right?
Then, it's probably because I don't feel like we have enough. We ain't that.
Yeah, and that's facts, though. I mean,
it just is what it is.
That's facts. I feel like because the same way, like I get a classic example. You got people that will win the lottery or some big event takes place, a death of an uncle they ain't know they had that was rich as a motherfucker, right? Something takes place, right? So they got all this money, but their friends don't. That's not really what I consider to be an optimal situation.
No.
For me, an optimal situation is all the motherfuckers that I commiserate with, plot, and scheme with on a regular basis, that I talk to on a regular basis, that we make plans, we're going to do this, and we're going to do it together. All of us need to have bread because it's not fun for me. You know what I'm saying? And this is selfish as fuck, but this is real. It's not fun for me to have all this bread and the people I talk to all the time.
Right.
And that we was in this thing together. So we gotta figure something out, because what the fuck I'm gonna do? Not have those friends, like, so now there's people that's like that. There's people that get their guap,
absolutely,
and they're gone. Good morning, Charlatan. They get their guap and they're gone.
Yeah,
it's people like that. That ain't me. It's not me. Like, I want to be able to have this, and the rest of people around me have enough where it's like, yo, we gonna do,
because here's the thing: you gotta differentiate between the people that just don't have it yet, and the people that aren't trying.
Yes, absolutely.
That's a very important distinction, because, like I said, well, like you just said, it doesn't behoove me for me to be going in the positive direction and my friends to not be going in the positive direction. That doesn't behoove me, because, like, what if I want to do some ignorant shit with my money real quick? That's going to be fun, and nobody else is in position to be able to do that. Shit. Right? Like, what are we doing?
What are we even doing? What are we even doing? What are we even doing?
So now I can't do my ignorant shit, or I got to do it by myself? That doesn't help me.
That's intolerable. I can't. So, like I said,
we ain't got to do it on the same level.
No.
Because everybody's at their own pace.
Exactly.
Everybody's at their own pace.
Exactly.
But it doesn't make sense for me to
be doing super good, and everybody else is just
right.
Doing like super good.
I go places.
Yeah,
I go places.
You do go places.
I be traveling.
You be planning trips.
Yeah, I mean that happens. It happens. So what sense would it make for none of the people in my circle to be able to participate in any of them?
Think about that for a minute. You sitting in someplace nice by your motherfucking self.
Come on, man.
All the laughs, the memories, the jokes, and all that. You there? You got nice clothes on.
Like, nigga,
and you there alone.
Nobody can. No, like that. Just it doesn't. It's not. It don't work for me.
No, and also to make sure no one's confused, right? That don't mean we like the rest of y'all motherfuckers. That means that my circle of people, you feel me? My circle of people.
Facts.
Nah, it's a mental health thing.
Yeah. Facts. Sure.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
because I hear the people, go travel by yourself and no.
I'm good on that.
I have no desire. Like,
I have no desire.
Don't get me wrong. My first. I don't even know if it's first anymore, because I don't have that mentality where my mind is confined to this place. So
yeah, facts.
It might not be first anymore, but high on my list of reasons to travel is to go experience new things.
Yeah.
Right. But just as high on that list is to create new memories with the people that I rock with.
Yeah,
so,
facts.
Yeah, I'm good not doing it by myself. It's just not.
See, this is by yourself shit for me. And even in these situations, I could benefit with having somebody else there, right?
Right.
When I go and take my little walks with my camera or whatever, I can do that alone and get shit out. Get stuff. You know what's cool though? No, what enhances that though?
Right.
When me and Shafir went out there not too long ago, 2 weeks ago, Shafir was there. He got to see what I was seeing. See how cool it was. It was nice out here. Look at see that duck over there. again, you gotta have people. I do anyway that enhance the experience.
Yeah,
but it ain't just anybody. It
no,
ain't just some geek off the street. You know
no. You can't. No, you can't just be a random person that's not going to appreciate what we're doing.
Nah.
That's not helpful either.
Nah, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, nah.
And when the cool shit does happen, and then we get to talk about it years later, if you was the only one there to experience the cool, like there are certain things that has happened to me that I wish y'all niggas was old enough to have been there for that. You know what I'm saying? So I already know what it would be like to have a shit ton of resources.
Yeah.
And be able to do things, and you have to do them alone.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of here. Nah. But when I'm gonna hit y'all up later, yo, look, you just come home from work.
You could say that.
I could, but look how greasy this look. We get all these resources, but y'all not part of that,
right?
But we still,
yeah.
And then we just go do some some crazy shit that we had the resources to make so that you and Addie could have did it too, right? But we didn't do that.
Nah.
And then I hit you up. You just come home from work. Addie just come home from work. Sure, yo, check out this, man. I did something.
Right.
Now, see, that's what I mean. If I was 100% ass, that's 100% ass. So
no facts. That's facts. That's facts. 7 8.
Shut up.
But like for instance, the three friends that I spend the most time with,
right?
2 of them I've known for 20 years,
right?
Not quite, but almost 20 years. The one I've known for like, I want to say 5 years or so. So every now and then, the three of us may have a story to tell him that he wasn't around for,
right?
Or he didn't do. But at the same time, me and him may have a story that the other 2 weren't
there for that, right?
Like these types of interactions are what I'm talking about. So like, somebody gotta be there. Somebody gotta be there.
and it's real, and it's real douchey. Because I feel for Adequate because by him not living up here,
right.
Like his crew is not in the same state he's in.
Yeah.
But we in the same, you and I, the same sugar. Me, you, Keith, Kristen, like we all in. So theoretically, if we want to do some monster multi-world shit, it's just matter of getting time, place,
facts,
logistics, right? And we right there, right? I understand how that sucked for Addie because he's down there and we don't. I get like, when we did the Comic-Con thing.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't like, and if we had the resources, nigga, you flying up here so we can do this.
Or swim.
You know what I'm saying? Or swim.
Yeah.
Or bicycle or whatever,
it is what it is.
However mode of transportation.
It might take you a week to get there.
You know what I mean?
You
crawling on his face on the interstate. It might be something. You know what I'm saying?
No, it is what it is.
All that would change is when he would have to leave.
Right. That's it.
On top of that.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it. But we could provide him a place to, freshen up.
I got like 3 bathrooms. 1, 2. I got 3 bathrooms in here.
No, you don't. One of them is his room.
Oh shit. Well, that's convenient.
There you go.
He's got the shower right there. Go freshen up.
There you go.
You smell like tar right now. Right?
All right. Let's get the show started.
Let's get the show on the road. Welcome everyone to the Black Culture Geeks podcast. This is my man SPJ. And I am Tombstone the Dead Man. And we are just a couple of geeks talking about pop culture from a black perspective. Facts indeed. Now y'all know how we do. It's the Saturday morning cartoons. Welcome back.
Good morning, Ken.
Good morning, Ken. we do have our fair share of stories to go through, talk about some shit, be somewhat informative, while at the same time being just a little bit ass.
A little bit.
Small amount. You know what I'm saying?
I think you're underselling it.
But yeah, you know. But before we do that,
yeah.
What was your week like?
All right, so back to this Apple shit, right? So they sent the card. Not the card. Oh, hold on. Let me go get the card.
This nigga want to get the card. And what I want to know is what it looked like and why it takes so long for him to get that shit.
All right, so I need all y'all to listen to this real quick.
Okay.
Just listen. Yeah, hold up. I'm gonna do it again for the benefit of those who didn't hear.
It's so ass.
All right, so they sent the card, right? They sent it through FedEx. Good shit. I had to deal with the post office. Get the card. I look at the directions before I even pull the card out. I'm unpacking it. I look at the directions.
Right,
nigga. You know what you have to do to activate the card?
Oh, hold on. Let me. Oh, this is good. this is a good David Letterman-esque question that he would ask on his show. So let me get a couple of guesses on this. All right. So you have to get in contact with Magneto, and then he does his thing. And,
I mean, it is metal, but no.
That's not okay. Let me think. You have to smelt it at a certain boiling point, kind of like adamantium, you know, because once you do it, no, it's not.
No, I mean that wouldn't be helpful because I'm not a smith, so I don't. I don't really have a way to.
I see. Okay, let me
Though I could have possibly been a smith because that is my father's last name.
And you did want to be an agent at some point.
I mean, no.
Look, all right. So I got one more guess. Let me think. Okay, I got it. You activate it by walking through one of those metal detectors at the airport, and then as soon as they catch it, it's activated.
Close, but no.
Oh, okay.
Motherfucker, you have to connect it back to another Apple device. So I had to go. I had to hit my homeboy up again. Like, yo, I need your iPad again.
Yo, they ain't shit, yo. Listen,
yo,
they ain't shit, yo. I'm trying to tell you.
Oh no, it gets worse. Yo. It gets worse. So, anybody out here listening on Spotify, you really want to be on the YouTube so you can see things.
They your tips.
I don't know if you can see this very well because of the light.
And also, you wouldn't want me to. It has your numbers and shit all on it. So
let me finish.
Okay.
What I'm saying, let me turn this light off to see if it makes it any easier to see, because it's shiny, because metal. And
now, what kind of metal is that made? Is it uru?
Titanium.
You know, there's if doing the most was a card,
nigga. All right, you see this?
Yeah, it's only marginally better, but yeah.
Yeah, but what you see, like, how can I put this? The things that you can see are the things that are silver.
Right.
Like, you can't necessarily read them, but the things you can see are the things that are silver.
Right.
There is nothing on this card that is not silver. There's no writing on this card. Now, look.
Yes.
You see this. It's not. That's not long enough to be a number.
Right.
This is the chip.
Yes.
This is the Apple logo. Now that's cool in general because newer credit cards, they've switched how they do shit. What up, NASA?
Hey,
Newer credit cards, they switch how they do shit. They put the numbers and all that shit just on the back.
Right.
All right, let me flip to the back. This is the Goldman Sachs logo.
Yeah.
This is the MasterCard logo. Again, there is nothing on this card that's not silver. What's missing?
Your name, nigga.
There are no numbers. There are no numbers.
So it's basically just all about that chip.
And this magnetic
and that strip right there, right.
There are no numbers on this fucking card. How do you get the numbers? You have to connect to an Apple device.
Yo, listen.
Yo, I can't make this shit up.
Yo, I employ.
Yo, the funniest shit happened, right? So my homegirl, she always makes. I think it's stupid, but she gets a kick out of it, so I let it rock.
You allow it?
She always make these jokes about giving her personal information that you generally wouldn't give another person.
Right.
So when I told her about the card, she was like, I want to see it because I've never seen a metal credit card. And I was like, yeah, all right, bet. So the last time I saw her, I forgot to show her the card. So I texted her like, hey, I forgot to show you the card. She was like, well, all right, send me a picture of the front and the back with your zip code and the credit limit, right?
Yes.
So I sent her the zip code, I sent her the credit limit, and then I sent her the pictures. I said, now, smartass. Because there are no fucking numbers on the card.
Numbers on the card.
And she thought I had edited the picture. So
because you do be editing shit.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's a reasonable assumption right there.
I get why she would think that. So I showed her. I recorded a video from my phone. Like, no, I did exactly what you asked me to do. There's nothing on the card. There is nothing. You have to connect to a fucking Apple device in order to see the numbers.
Let's listen very carefully. And this is to friends, Romans, and countrymen alike. I am not here to bury Apple. I am here to reveal the shenanigans to you because I've been, I kind of do that, right? So you right now, currently, if you own Apple products, you are in fact a part of a cult. Listen what I'm saying to you. This is what I'm saying to you. This is not to place one corporate entity over another. However, these practices are cultish.
Yeah.
Now, they do worship money. That's the God, of course, the Apple and all companies kind of worship money. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But they worship it on a level. It's like religions and then cults. It's a slight
jump above.
Yeah, that's abusive.
Yeah,
it's abusive that they insist,
bruh,
that you can only use. This
is ridiculous. Let's recap, ladies and gentlemen. So I got the email to apply. In the email it says, Your applying doesn't affect your credit. It doesn't do a hard inquiry for you to apply. All right, cool. So I applied. They said I'm accepted, but you're applying not for a card. You're applying for a credit limit. A credit line.
Right.
So I get the credit line, and they're like, all right, in order to get the card, in order to request the card to be sent out to you, you have to connect this line of credit to an Apple device and request the card that way. So I did that, requested the card. Then here's the other thing, the other sneaky shit that they did. So when you connect the credit line to your Apple wallet and log out of that Apple device, when I logged back in, because once I got the card, I realized I had to log back in to fucking activate it and to get my fucking numbers.
Right.
When you log back in, you have to connect the line of credit again because I don't know. I'm assuming now based on their behavior.
Yes.
That because you logged out of the Apple device, they may feel like or figure that maybe you don't own this device.
Right.
And then they disconnect the fucking credit line from your Apple wallet, which makes no sense.
That's
because
abusive.
I'm like, yo, come on, B.
It's abusive.
And then making it worse, which is partially my fault, but my fault in the way that I'm responsible for it. It's still good practice. I don't do normal passwords anymore.
Right.
Anything that I've done before I made this decision still has a normal password. But for everything from that point that I made that decision to take my security more seriously, which is after I got fucking hacked 3 times during the pandemic, was I use a password manager. And with this password manager, whenever you sign up for something new and need to do a password, I go to the password manager. It has a random password that it generates, and I save that. What's up, sis? Why yes? Why yes we do?
Why yes we do. We do manage to do this every week.
So it does. It's a really good manager, and if anybody is in the market for one, I'm pretty sure. I feel like it's free. I'm fairly certain it's free.
It might be, or there's
it's called Bitwarden. But anyway,
I've heard of that, by the way.
So you have when you have to make a password, different places have different requirements.
Yes.
So like some require uppercase and lowercase letters, some require a special character, some require numbers and all this other shit. So I have
password can't be under a certain number of characters and shit.
So I have all of those checked and I just hit generate. So it hits a random every time. Well, with Apple, it's my homeboy's iPad. So he has his account on it. So he has to sign out. In order for him to sign out, he has to enter his password. In order for me to sign in, I have to enter my password. Cool, I understand that. That makes sense. So I have to find my password, look at what it is, and type this long ass string of random characters.
Yo, that shit is ridiculous.
But wait, there's more. So after I do that to connect, in order to attach the credit line to your Apple Wallet, you have to enter your password again.
This is abusive.
And then in order for me to log out of that iPad, I have to enter my password again.
Apparently, Apple woke up and chose violence.
Yo,
this shit's abusive, yo.
Have never been, even back when I was on the fanboy shit of Android versus Apple, I still was not more hating of this company than I am at this very moment, because it's a fucking credit card. It's not like,
is it though?
Yes, effectively. Finally, I've gotten it to the point where it's.
I was about to say, because it didn't start off with that. You know what it started off being? It started off being a hunk of titanium. Again, if doing the most was a card,
nigga,
there it is.
Come on, my guy. What is going on?
No, you know what's going on. It's David Koresh. Yeah. It's like
so you just feel like you like, I don't know. You have to, I don't know.
I feel
like
monkey,
you're not
dance monkey,
right?
Jump through this flaming hoop, monkey.
You're not like, you are a very profitable company, but you're not the most profitable company in the world. No. And the ones above you don't do this shit. They just don't.
Well, that's because the ones above them are not cults. It's a cult. Y'all see, when I say these things, I know it's going to tend to rub some people the wrong way, but I need you to understand that the reason why you're feeling that way, that is the exact same way the Branch Davidians felt when people called their shit a cult. It's the exact same way the people that was following Jim Jones. They felt the exact same way. Heaven's Gate.
And then they drank the Kool-Aid.
What I'm saying is, no, they're not trying to lead y'all down the path where they poison some Kool-Aid with cyanide and shit. But what they are doing is effectively locking you into a system that's going to keep your wallet in their
on rotate.
Yeah, like on a constant thing. And then they're inconveniencing you too, because they sold you this lie that it's better, it's just better than everything else. They sold you that lie, right? Yeah. So, and you bought into it, but like most cults, their lies that they you know, and also certain things are subjective, right? Certain things are subjective. So when you play and dance between the subjective and objective and this, that, and the third, cults tend to do that, and they get so they inoculate their members.
Because you have to give out enough information that's not a lie.
Yes.
You have to in order to be believable.
Elijah Muhammad once said, if you want to catch fish, you got to put the bait on the hook that the fish want to eat.
Oh, Jonathan, great question. No, I've already found that out. No, I've already put my members and shit in a secure location somewhere outside of a fucking Apple Wallet. And I've already been able to buy something in the real world, and I already have my and I already had not inside of their matrix. And I already have
Big Mike.
I already have what up, Mike? I already have it set up to where I have auto pay to pay my fucking bill, because I'm not using this. Like the two reasons I have this card is, one, because it's metal, and two, because it's a fucking Goldman Sachs account. Like,
it's metal. Yeah.
I mean, sure. Okay. we can go that route. But yeah, one, because it's metal, two, because it's a Goldman Sachs account. I'm not going to be using this card often at all.
Right.
I'm just using it once or twice or so every month just to make sure that it's active and they raise my fucking limit. Yeah. That's it.
That's about it. It's really sad that some of these companies will resort to this, and that's what I would have said if other companies did this. Yeah. The other companies don't do this.
They don't, yo. Don't get me wrong. No, let's be clear. The other companies do make it more convenient.
Yes, they do.
They make it more convenient to use other of their products.
Right.
But they don't make it a damn near necessity.
Exclusion, like
exclusion
of everything else, right?
Like you have to either be into this shit or trust somebody that's into this shit in order to circumvent these things. And
basically,
that's not.
You have to go to the cult. You have to go to somebody in the cult that has some of the cult things in order for you to be able to use that.
Yeah.
It's very exclusionary.
I don't like that shit.
I don't like it. I mean, and again, this is just an example, because it's not the only thing they do like that.
Yeah.
One of the issues me and SPJ had when doing our executive producing things for other IPs is that people want to go and use what we asked them not to use. They want to go and get Apple products, and we don't use Apple products. So basically, but the reason why is because, one, we kind of don't like them, and two, there are so many other free software out there that we could use that don't work with that.
Yeah,
you know, so it's like, one thing about content creation just in general these days, it can be very inexpensive to get started because there's all these different free software, or limited usage software, but it's good for your needs without you ever having to go and purchase the paid version of it. It's good for what you're doing, at least to get started, right?
Thanks.
And having an Apple product, computer, whatever, that just is not compatible with it, kind of just sucks.
Yeah,
it sucks, and it's a learning curve, and it's all
that is exactly my sentiments, Mike. I would never, like I said,
the
only reason that I have this card,
Mike said he sits in judgment.
I agree. I do too.
I'm not gonna lie.
I agree. The only reason, again, reiterating, ladies and gentlemen, who have known me for years, I have not joined the dark side.
Right.
The only reason I have this card, it has nothing to do with Apple, is because the card is metal and because it's a Goldman Sachs account.
Yeah.
That's it. Fuck the logo.
Ken says, I have a 12-year-old iPad that has never been dropped or damaged, but the updates they have are too much, and the iPad is relegated to being a jukebox. Most of the apps won't work anymore. I wish there was a law that required that with system updates, it must support older machines. Now I have a $1,000 MP3 player too big to fit in my pocket. Yeah. Okay, Betty.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like again, this thing, and this is the other problem with Apple, right? You can't talk but so much shit to them because they'll say, what we doing successful? We're successful. And I've had this type of argument thrust at me before about other things and other artists, but they're successful.
Yeah.
Right. And per just transparency, I've used it. Yeah. That argument, for myself.
Absolutely.
Like, okay, I know, but I did this, and what did you? Right. You doing it. So it's hard to really make this argument to them. So that's why I'm talking to the people.
Thanks.
You are in a cult. You are in a cult.
Because here's the thing. I like I said, there was a point in time where I was on the fanboy shit, Android versus Apple, but that long stopped. I've realized several things about that argument that I just didn't want to be a part of anymore. But so I always try to keep it as close to the level as possible. So Apple has their devices have benefits, right?
Right.
But the thing is that several of their benefits, these motherfuckers don't know about that or care about that.
They don't care about
that's the thing. Right. Most of that. So with the security thing, it is a fact that if everything connected to me is run by me, then it makes it harder
for somebody outside of
things.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
That's a fact.
But iCloud has still been hacked.
Yes, it has. So it is possible to do that. So let me see if I can get this straight.
Now everything. So if you want one of those people that has a MacBook, an iPhone, an iPad, then now there's 100% chance that someone was able to get to everything on all of your devices.
Yeah, facts.
Versus me having this computer that is a Windows computer,
right?
My Samsung phone,
right?
If someone hacks into Microsoft servers, my phone is fine.
It's still safe. Argument says Apple more expensive, less intuitive, no compatibility. I gotta agree because I've literally sat there behind a MacBook and like, but why do you have to do this to do that?
Right.
But
well, all right, hold up. So this is one of the things I was about to fight back on, and I'm glad somebody brought it up. Agla says it does have graphic design and music editing benefits. I agree. That's 100% true. Price difference is worth it. Here is the thing that people don't. I don't know why. I haven't been able to understand why this is a misconception, but it is. There's a misconception that Apple prices are that much more expensive than their equivalents. That's not the case. That is not the case in any way, shape, or form. This phone, when it first came out, was the same price as the equivalent Apple phone when it came out. These iMacs and MacBooks, when they come out, they are relatively the same price as their equivalent of Windows devices. The price thing, and that's the biggest issue that I have with the people is they assign status to Apple when the price, because the biggest thing I ever hear about the Android versus Apple thing, oh, Android phones cheap. No, you've had cheap Android phones. There's a difference. They are two different things.
I think Argument says the computers are more expensive or impossible to upgrade.
may be impossible to upgrade, but the equivalent specs and performance from a different computer is going to be generally in the same ballpark.
You know what? I'm glad you mentioned specs, because that's actually what I wanted to talk about with the editing and the graphic design stuff.
Right.
And so, and also music production.
Yeah.
So since the time I started making music on computers, I have heard this from the time I started. And I always ask people, what spec? If we have
hold on, I'm sorry.
Generally,
Nessa says they probably had those free government Android phones.
probably.
That's a fact.
Likely.
Highly likely.
But like I was saying, if I have a PC with the exact same specs, it's just as fast, good graphics card, same amount of processors. If I have that, what am I lack? What does that Apple computer have? That's the same specs that mine doesn't, that makes it better for this, other than probably some apps that come with it.
That's it. Like, no, the proprietary software is the answer. Like I said, I am of the opinion, even without giving it a try, I am of the opinion that is a benefit in Apple's favor.
Okay.
Because
you don't have to go out and buy the software.
So I couldn't do in Audacity, which is a free audio editing program for Windows. You can probably get Audacity on Apple too, but whatever. I couldn't do the same thing on Audacity that somebody can do on GarageBand. It's just not, you just can't. GarageBand is a fully fleshed out audio production software. So yes.
So is Cakewalk, and that's free now. That's free.
But it wasn't.
Not originally, no.
So that's like iMovie has things in it that I can't get from the free equivalent. Not equivalent is in stats.
I know what you're saying.
The free whatever that I could find on Windows.
Whatever app that
it ain't stacking up.
Right, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
it
true.
ain't stacking up.
Windows Movie Maker ain't iMovie.
Right, it ain't. It's just
iMovie. It's just
like
not.
we're not going to pretend that
it's
it
just
is.
Not.
And that's what I'm saying. So like, people, if you're looking at a computer with a similar, if you're looking at a PC with a similar spec sheet to this iMac, then the iMac may be 200, 300, 400, maybe more, but it comes with this load of programs that are free that you don't have a free equivalent for on PC. That is probably going to cost you more on the freaking software on Windows.
Right.
If you find an equivalent software, it's probably going to cost you more than that difference.
You can use GarageBand on PC. So if the price of that GarageBand that you have to pay for costs more than the price difference on a computer, I see the value with that.
Right.
I see the value with that.
Absolutely. What the hell happened to my camera?
I don't know, B. Like, your shit be acting away. It's back. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's stupid. And then, like I said, they make a bunch of their own devices, hardware, even. So like it's the whole thing.
But that's the thing about it too, because all right, so in that explanation, that makes complete sense. That is not usually how the people I have asked about this. This is what I mean by cult-like behavior. A lot of those people that hit me with that early on did not have that explanation. Their explanation, it's just intrinsically. And I'm like, specs are specs, my dude. Specs are specs. You know, like, what are you talking about?
Here's the thing. With Apple, another reason that Another reason for that $400, $500 difference is because, as well, if I create all of the hardware, then I eliminate the possibility for bottlenecks.
Yeah.
Because if I have a PC and I'm trying to upgrade it, it's possible that I know exactly what I'm doing. It's possible.
So basically, these Apple computers are almost just in that light the equivalent of PlayStation and Xbox versus PC gaming. Why? Because I can troubleshoot a PlayStation or an Xbox because they have, as long as they're the same model, same type of components, same whatever.
Yeah.
With PC gaming, different, because just because we both have the same game on PC, the issues you're having while playing that game may not be for the same reasons that, so it's kind of like that. They have everything locked in, same component, same this, same that.
Is another benefit for Apple. Realistically, it just is. If I make the processor and I make the graphics card and I make the hard drive and I make the ports and I make the motherboard, then I can guarantee you that you are the same compatibility.
Yep.
That it's going to work how it's supposed to work.
Yep.
That the performance that you are supposed to get from this particular item is what you're going to get from this particular item. Right. And that can't be guaranteed by a company who doesn't make all of those.
No, it cannot. And that is valid. That is an understandable reason why people might go in that direction.
No.
But what I would say, hold up. But what I would say is that's not a reason for me to do that shit, because I've had computers going for 20 years now, and I'm telling you, unless I fuck something up, you know what I'm saying, something like that, the shit works. So I'm not sitting like that. That's great.
No, it's not.
Yes, but
because again, like I said earlier, like I alluded to earlier, these motherfuckers don't know that.
Yeah.
These people that are
this is my point.
They don't know this shit. They don't know that. They don't know what I just said.
It's a cult.
Like,
that's why I keep saying
that's not like the average person. Prime example. I have this one person at one of the locations at my job.
Right.
Every time something's wrong with her computer, y'all gonna get us Apple computers? Every time.
Yo, do you know how annoying?
Oh my fucking
that sounds
God.
to me like that sounds
every
annoying.
time something happens with her computer,
she
y'all
look
gonna
at
get us Apple computers? No.
Look, she look at y'all and go,
"Oh, we can't get new stuff." It has nothing to do. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and it annoys me. It annoys the fuck out of me.
Listen, I can't deal with it. I'm telling you, I can't deal with it.
Yeah.
Like there is nothing more annoying to me than that. And I know that arrogant smirk when something gets fucked up, and they look like,
No, but it's worse. That's my entire job. It's my entire job. I am insurance. My entire job out in the field is your shit's fucked up, you come to me.
Right.
Literally my entire job. So yes, I have to deal with this all the fucking time. Again, Mike sits in judgment. That's what the fuck I do.
I do too. I ain't gonna bullshit you. Look,
people.
Ogma
don't know.
Ogma says, I hate their claims of no viruses more secure. As you mentioned, they've been hacked. And they had such a small share of the market when they were advertising that. Nobody was trying to attack them.
But it's that doesn't make it any less true.
That's true, right? But there are caveats.
Just because you don't know but that's what I'm saying. These people
they don't know
the fucking reasons.
They don't know that
behind these things. So yeah, That's what I'm
It's
saying.
annoying. It's annoying.
My entire point that I'm trying to make is I'm not putting down Apple and ignoring the benefits of Apple.
Right. I know what you're saying.
That's not what
because
I'm
they will seek to discredit your criticisms of Apple if you do that.
Right.
So you can't do that.
That's not what I'm here for.
Fabo. What's up, Fabo?
That's not what I'm here for.
My whole thing in life is to avoid as many unnecessary annoyances as I possibly can. Because some things you're going to have to deal with that, right?
Right.
To me, listening to some undereducated person about computers in general smirk and toss the party brand line when something goes wrong and they don't even know what's actually wrong, what's happening with this thing. They don't even know. That they say, if you'd have got an Apple,
bruh,
makes
you don't
me
know
want
how
to
change. You don't know how to change your default printer.
But
you're asking me, come on.
You what?
Bruh, like
if I ask you right now, at this same person, if I ask them right now, yo, I just bought you some new RAM to add some RAM to your shit.
They wouldn't know what the fuck.
They wouldn't know what the fuck.
No, they wouldn't know what the fuck it is. They don't know what that means.
This is what I'm talking about, B. That shit makes
and then they look at me crazy when I ask for clarification.
Yeah,
like
because what they said didn't make sense.
Right. But look at me crazy. Like these are the same people that call monitors computers.
Yo,
like come on,
yo. I've seen these people.
Like we not. That's.
Yo, if I say studio monitors, they're gonna think I'm talking about the screen. Listen. I know what you're talking about.
You're not technologically savvy enough to have this conversation.
Don't have this conversation with me about this stuff arrogantly,
right?
Because you bought into that brand ecosystem and just think intrinsically because it has an Apple logo on it that makes all the problems you had wrong with your computer, SPJ, is because it wasn't Apple.
Facts.
Easy answers, easy solutions that wind up for someone that buys into it, putting more money in another company's pocket for no good reason. Like, no good reason. Like, fuck out of here, man.
Fuck Apple. Let's move on.
Yes.
My next thing is an update to the post office thing. So I went back to the post office Monday.
And it was gone. Oh,
no,
maybe not.
Nigga. I went back to the post office Monday, right? So remember I was there Saturday. What's the day? What's the Fab? Oh, I don't know. I have no idea what.
I know what. I'm glad you brought that up, Fab. Today is my Uncle George's birthday. 74 years old. Happy birthday!
I'm fairly certain
that's
not. No, I'm fairly certain.
You don't. Oh,
Fab, I'm about to send you this text message. Like you need to stop playing. Yo. So I went Saturday to the post office. I told y'all about that. Didn't go Sunday, obviously, because they closed. I went Monday. And they so remember at the end of Saturday. Oh shit! Right. Hi. Today is hold up.
Appreciate that, Fab.
It's not the 30th. I thought tomorrow was whatever. It's whatever. Fine.
It's payday. It's payday. Don't question.
I ain't gonna argue. No, see,
right.
I ain't gonna argue. That just doesn't behoove me. Anyway, so last Saturday went to the post office, left early. Because not early at all. Right. Left before they came back with my shit. Remember, I had to give them a piece of mail as an identifying document because my ID doesn't have this address on it. So went back Monday. Did the same thing. Had a different piece of mail, ID to verify my identity, then piece of mail to verify my address.
Right.
She goes back, comes out. Oh yeah, we don't have any mail for you. Hold up. How is it that you don't have any mail for me when the last time I came here, I gave you a piece of mail and I didn't get that back? So how is it that you have no mail for my address? That doesn't make sense. Okay, I'll go look again.
So they see.
Well, no, she didn't go look again.
Nah,
she gave me my mail back. So the other lady came out and I gave it to her and explained to her. I'm like,
that's why I explode.
Right, because I'm like, bruh, I literally gave you a piece of mail. I handed you a piece of mail 2 days ago. The last day y'all was open.
Stop playing with me.
How is it that you don't have any of my mail? That doesn't make sense. So I gave it to the other lady. I explained to her like the same thing, and she was like, all right, let me go check. She came back with a piece of mail, but not the piece of mail that I left there.
At that point,
I was just like, fuck
all of this.
I'm not.
Would have blew up, flipped over, and then landed upside down on my.
Right.
Nah, B.
At this point, I was like, fuck this place. I know what I'm gonna do. So before I actually got a chance to leave, now they starting to lose people IDs.
Oh, jeez. This is some bullshit, yo. Like now, hold up. Multiply those incidents happening at that post office by 500.
Right.
Because
like I said before, every place isn't necessarily as bad as this.
Right.
But it's shit happening in all of these fucking post offices. So anyway,
that's said. She like, I got mail. Not for you though.
Right. So I was like, fuck them, because the only thing I was looking for was my Wells Fargo credit card. So I hit Wells Fargo up and I'm like, hey, y'all sent this card out. It's past the 7 days that it's supposed to be here. I got a notification from fucking Informed Delivery that I had something, but I'm not getting my mail, so I don't know what's going on. And they was like, all right, we can cancel that card. It will send you another one out. And I said to this person, is the only option you have the United States Postal Service? She said, yes, it's the only option we have, but we'll put a rush on it. Yes. I said, okay, all right, fine.
Hold on, stop. Putting a rush on the current post office institution right now in this country is the equivalent or near the equivalent of putting a rush on me.
Okay.
To give you some shit that I don't have. Like, yo, listen, this is SPJ literally saying, yo, send me $3 million. And I'm putting a rush on that. I don't have it. So you can put a rush, 2-day delivery, all that other shit you want on it. You ain't getting it. They are not equipped at this point in time. And this is what's sad about it. Because previously, before this attempt was made to neuter it, specifically, I suspect, just my suspicions alone, to corrupt the 2020 election.
Right.
But before, like the years before that, for the type of institution that it is, it did a reasonably good job. And we saw it degrade over the course of at least a year, where it just
slipped into this.
It's
state.
This is the other thing that makes it bad, because there are those politicos out there who have been trying to get the post office to be a privately owned type thing, for a minute, right? So, and their excuses for reason why they wanted to do it never panned out, because the numbers for what is doing what it do. What the fuck are you talking about? Since the Pony Express, my nigga, what you talking about, right? But now this plays into all the people, they were wrong as fuck all them years. Now to feel like that they can be right at this point in time, all because they got the wrong postmaster general up in there, a motherfucker who stood in front of Congress and basically hemmed and hawed and lied and this, that, and third and all that for nothing to get better. And his ass, to my knowledge, is still in there, and he's still in that position because of some fucking loophole. So I don't foresee it in the foreseeable future getting better.
No, not really.
I don't see it.
Yo, so they told me that was the only option. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. It is what it is. I at this point, the sale that I was trying to get had ended already, so I wasn't in a rush to get it. I just wanted to have my card,
right,
for my card to not be in limbo some fucking weird,
right.
So turns out the motherfucker working there didn't know what the fuck she was talking about, and it was FedExed to me. So I got my Wells Fargo card from the new one,
right,
from FedEx. And funny enough, the only reason I found out that it was coming through FedEx is because once I saw what the Apple Card was being sent through FedEx, I signed up for a FedEx account for tracking and shit. And I got a text message saying that you have a delivery coming tomorrow from Wells Fargo. And I'm like, oh, okay. So she was wrong. She didn't know what the fuck she was talking about.
Right.
Funny enough, yesterday, I'm leaving my house. And as I'm walking out of my house, I see a mailman. I get in the car. I ignore him because fuck mail people right now. So I get in my car. I was just moving my car. So I moved my car. I come back, look in the mailbox. What's in there? My Wells Fargo card. I'm like, these motherfuckers. I don't like you. We don't like.
You know, like,
so
then, yo, again, it was something done to them. I'm like, I'm gonna say,
yeah.
You cut their funding by more than half.
Yeah, because it's not their fault.
Pack meals, but this is what I consider to be their fault, though. Telling you they don't have no mail for you.
Yeah, yo.
You literally, that's on them.
It's like,
you ain't even look, you motherfucker.
Right. you clearly, like, for one person to tell me I have no mail and then the next person to actually bring me mail. Come on now. It wasn't the mail I was looking for, but that's not the point.
Yeah, it's still like for you to say that there's nothing here for me.
There's nothing here for me.
I gave you some shit last week. Do you know what you should have told him? You know what you should have said, SPJ?
What's that?
Because of you motherfuckers, not only is my shit late, other people's shit late, sometimes don't even fucking come and all this other shit. I had to start my show later in the day. Later in the day. Y'all, do you realize that one, I am a busy man.
Like you.
Two,
what the fuck? Yo, I really I gotta get rich. I have to get rich.
I understand. Like,
so all the drama, well, not all, but most of the drama aside, the last thing on my list is that new X drop yesterday.
Yeah, I haven't heard it yet.
All right. So just the information that a new X album was coming when the news first dropped that there was a new X album coming. My feelings were, I hope that this ain't like on his recent shit. Like, I hope this ain't that.
Right.
That was my initial thought. Then when I heard the shit that he had with the locks, I was like, oh yeah. Oh, this the X. That's okay. All right. I can deal with an album of that person.
Yeah, facts.
And then seeing how his redemption story was coming along, and I was like,
his redemption arc.
Yeah, I'm like, oh shit, we really gonna get
X gonna give it to him.
I mean, and then when he passed, my immediate thoughts outside of the grieving shit was, oh man, we not gonna get this album.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
And then Swiss was like, no, we putting the album out. I was like, all right. And then the album came out. No, and then that track listing came out, and I looked at some of the features and shit. I'm like, okay, yes, we gonna get this. Then the album came out yesterday. My number one takeaway. First listen, I only listened to it once. My number one takeaway. I forgot how much of a love-hate relationship I have for Swiss Beats. There are times when I absolutely cannot stand.
I'm glad. Listen, I'm glad you remembered. You needed to remember that. You needed that. You needed that. You know why you needed that? You needed that not only as a consumer of the music, but as a producer. You needed to be reminded of that.
That's facts. Because, yo, Bad Swiss
is really bad.
Showed up on this album. Bad Swiss is all over this album.
That's not good at all.
Not the entire album, but he of course it's the first X album on Def Jam in how many ever years. Swiss is all over this. Of course he's all right. You say X, you say Swiss.
Yeah, but the one thing that I wish they hadn't done, because we wouldn't have had this issue. Mm. Yes, we know that Swiss is synonymous with X's name.
Yeah.
We know that. We know that.
Yeah.
So what?
He has a production credit on every song.
Yes.
Now, I don't know how much he was involved in each song, but yeah.
So what? This is man's posthumous release.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Nigga, no one expected him to pass. That's true.
Right.
Taking all that in consideration, I would have pushed back down. Because here's the thing. You can go. There are so many phenomenal producers out here. Mm-hmm. There are more. I would argue there are more producers currently now in the genre than at any other point.
Oh yeah,
in hip hop history,
without question.
Yo, can we say just the nostalgia for X on Swiss Beats? Set that aside.
Right.
The quality that we want. Some X shit.
Yo.
A lot of, not just a couple, a lot of X shit that we can bump until the next fucking decade.
Facts.
That's what we want.
Yo, now I'm thinking about it. So I wish that some of the features that were on here, maybe the producer that's more synonymous with them should have produced those songs that they're on. Like, I would have loved to hear, and don't get me wrong, a song like this may exist because X was doing features recently.
Yes.
I would love to hear a Hit Boy produced X song.
Yeah.
Because Hit Boy has made himself synonymous with Nas now.
Yeah, facts.
And like, I would love to hear a Hit Boy, because Nas is on the album twice. I would love to have one of those songs have been produced by Hit Boy.
I feel you. I'm going to listen to it at some point today. But
it's in my opinion.
Well, I was going to listen to it anyway, whether it's bad or good, because it's X.
It's X. Yeah, in my opinion, this throughout this first listen, it's a good overall listen. Like, I'm not shitting on the album,
right?
But
overall, right?
It's a few things that really bother me. 3, the Swiss Beats thing. But on top of that, I feel like maybe because X died, and maybe this was going to be the case anyway. I don't know. I don't have no inside information on this, but it feels like because X died, you had to like put his ad libs on other people's verses, like,
and it didn't fit as well.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Why is X ad libbing Moneybag Yo? Like,
yeah, that's not a thing. That's not a thing. Why are you doing that? That's not a thing.
And then on top of that, every fucking song with a feature on it until like the last feature, X is the go home verse. And don't get me wrong.
He's the anchor at the end.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong. That has been explosive when he's the feature.
Yes.
But I don't feel like when it's your album, you should go last on every song with the feature.
I completely agree with that.
And like I said, it was like that except for the one song, the Exodus song with his son and Nas on it. Like that one, X went first. And that might be one of my favorite tracks on the album. One of.
Nessa talk about Swiss Beats going, this nigga always got talking his beats. Bruh, let the beat ride. We know you made this shit. Yo, yeah, for real though, yo.
Here's the thing. The album starts off with a Lox and DMX song with Swiss on it. That makes sense.
Swiss is on
Swiss,
it.
say all the shit you want on this song.
Yeah, you want it.
This makes sense because it's X, is the Lox, yo, it's dumb shit. Ladies and gentlemen. Yo,
showtime.
That's funny. But quickly I got annoyed with Swiss. And it's not all I'm not gonna say that like he was talking too much throughout the whole thing. But it's just some of it just, and then like the one of the things that made me like such a big fan of X is my camera again. Is his voice changes.
Right.
That was one of the things that made me a big fan of DMX.
Right.
And I feel like there's a couple songs on this album where he does the gravelly, growly shit when the beat doesn't really call for it.
Right.
And I'm like, come on, X, like.
You know what's funny about that though? Because we don't know what kind of editing was done.
Yeah.
Because like usually somebody pass, they can take acapellas, put it on other shit, so we don't know. But absolutely. I will say that reminds me a lot. I had a homeboy. He passed away last year too. That was one of my issues with him because he was an okay rapper. Yeah. He was sort of polished, sort of. Right. The problem was he was a one-trick pony, and he would take. It would be beats that he did not need to be that extra right. As far as his delivery. But he would use the same delivery every time.
Right.
Every time. And there were songs he wrote that were dedicated to loved ones. And he's on there. He's hard. Sit down like. Nah, I could not disabuse him of that. I did. Because when he was doing that, when it was properly done,
it was hard.
We had a song called Hulk versus Juggernaut. Yes, right here.
Sense. Yeah,
right here.
That makes sense. Right.
He had another song that I produced called Tim Laden. Bin Laden, Tim Laden. Yes, give us all that.
Right.
But not Baby Doll. He had a song called Baby Doll. No, nigga. No.
Yo, and that's funny because it's one of those. This is one of those types of songs, and I'm like, X, this ain't. Again, like you said, it could have been Swiss.
Right.
Swiss might have did that. And it could have been a situation where like he ain't doing it on purpose because we know Swiss knows music. That's not
right.
Like that's not like similar to what Ogman just said. Swiss is not untalented.
Swiss is talented.
That's not the issue here. Like it's just I don't know if he's. I think he might be one of the people that buys into his hype a little bit.
Yes.
More than,
yes.
I think,
but
really...
see, this is a sticky wicket, right? Because on one hand, that's annoying and it can cause issues.
Yeah,
in the product. On the other hand, though,
but you gotta have confidence,
right? Do we get a Swiss Beats without that? Because I have been told numerous times from long time friends, yo, you sometimes you're too humble with. Yeah, you reflexively fall back when somebody tells you some good shit. And I've been told that they think that's an issue. Like, nah, yo, because when you don't do that, other people, if you don't promote the value in yourself, other people, there are people that are seeking to discredit you to elevate themselves. You know what I'm saying? So as much as I think everything you just described there is the absolute truth.
Yeah,
that he lacks
And that's one of the reasons why it works, why his relationship with X makes sense to me, because that dichotomy.
Right.
Because that's all the fuck X is one versus another. Yeah, like
self-deprecating,
yeah. So it's like, you know, I don't know. Like, I don't want to hear you growling and barking through somebody else's verse.
No.
But again, that might have been Swiss.
Yeah. And listen,
Swiss might have did that.
Not to say that does I'm sure there are songs where other people are doing the ad libs for the actual rapper that work out just fine. But typically for me, what I find, there's something about the timbre in the same person's voice that really helps the ad lib, if mixed right, and blend with what they're saying and give it strength.
On top of that, X is, you're not mistaking X's voice. That's just
there's no way you can
And it's generally, he has generally the same ad libs.
Right.
So hearing that throughout the whole fucking, I mean, again, I might be exaggerating a little bit, but hearing that throughout the album, like, the song with him, Jay and Nas, I'm like, yo.
Did it make, was one of the issues did it make it feel like a tribute album instead of his album?
No.
Okay. So it still felt like his album. It still
felt like his album.
Okay.
But it's just like, add Lil Wayne to that list too, Keith. Wayne is on the album. I hate that fucking chorus. I swear. And I hate it even more hearing X do it. It's terrible to me. Not the song itself. That
you don't like the chorus, right?
There's a Snoop song. I couldn't listen to it because Snoop started rapping.
Did he start? I'll ask you this: did he spell his name?
I don't know. When he started rapping, I hit next.
Oh, damn.
Because it's one of those songs where X goes last. So unfortunately, I'll probably never hear that X verse. Unless I'm listening in
you
the
could always
house.
fast forward it.
But I can't do that while I'm driving.
Oh no, you can't.
Yeah, unless I'm listening in the house, I'm probably never gonna hear the X verse. So I'm gonna make it my mission one day to listen to that verse. Because I mean, there's a Snoop sighting. I can't.
And then what you could do is you could edit the actual.
I could actually make my own. I can make my own version. I can't, in good conscience, listen to a Snoop Dogg verse today.
That's saying DOGG, cuz.
Yeah, I can't in good. I'm not submitting myself to that kind of torture. It's just not gonna. I'm protecting my peace.
I'm not. Look, listen, I'm all for that. I can relate to that.
Yeah,
you can listen one
time. The Moneybagg Yo song.
You can listen one time.
It's just not gonna happen. The Moneybagg Yo song. I wasn't really a fan. I'll listen to that again though. I will listen to that song again. What up, Cindy?
Hey, Cindy.
I will Florida listen to that song again. Yeah, Florida Woman. What's going on? I will listen to that song again though, because that might be another song where I didn't like the chorus. But overall, there were the last thing I have an issue with is the prayer on this album. It was a recording of like a concert or something like that, and it confuses me. Number one, that's not what I want. When I hear X prayer, I want to hear him in a studio doing.
Yeah, was the audio kind of janky?
Yeah, it was cool. The audio was cool. But what confuses me about that particular track is Kanye and I think Farnsworth Bentley have credits on it, but I don't hear anything. I don't fucking know how though.
What the fuck does Farnsworth? What the fuck?
Hold on, let me look. Apparently, yeah.
Cindy said, "Whatever. I wasn't born here."
that doesn't matter.
You're there now. And Jersey woman doesn't have the same ring.
So apparently for that track, Kanye has a writing credit and a producing credit, and Farnsworth Bentley has a producing credit. But I don't know how. Sam Jones. I have no idea how.
Why
I wish I can play.
He might have been in the he might have been in the session, came up with an idea, or sits and they used it. It could have been anything. Cause them studio sessions, man, when people listen, I know this from personal experience. When you're in the studio with a bunch of people and you in there trying to create stuff, everybody got
they weren't in the studio. That's what I'm saying. Remember,
so
it was a recording of a fucking concert or something.
Oh.
So I don't know. I have no idea why Kanye has any credit on this damn track, or Farnsworth Bentley for that fucking
maybe
matter.
maybe they edited it.
I guess I mean it's possible
to the audio.
It's possible, but like nigga, what? It's confusing to me. Oh, that's what it was. It was the Alicia Keys song, and X is like got that hard, gravelly voice,
right?
And I'm like, why? Because there are songs on this album that you don't do that on. So it's not that you're unaware.
Yeah.
You've always had a pretty good grasp on that, and it's not like you've lost that grasp because you do it effectively on this album. So I don't understand. Like, why would you choose the Alicia Keys song to be?
Yo, see, that's what make me think it was some executive producer decision.
It might have been,
to slide his shit on some random verse he had that maybe didn't go to maybe he didn't finish the song or whatever. Let me use this verse and slide this on here. Ta-da! And it's like, nah, nah. I don't think ta-da.
Yeah,
I don't think ta-da is.
That's not the right sentiment.
Nah. Like I said, I have full disclosure. I have not listened yet. I'm listening later today, and I might hit you back with if I have any differing thoughts. I might hit back with it. But
that's what it is. Those songs are right next to each other. The Wayne song and the Moneybagg Yo song, and I hate both.
So it's like in a row. Yeah.
That's what exasperated that for me. Because
overall, though, let me ask you this about the sequencing.
Mm-hmm.
What did the songs, with the exception of the one that had the two bad verses back to back, right?
Yeah.
Overall, did the songs meld into each other? Like they fit the energy flow of the energy of the because sequence. A lot of people underestimate how sequence helps. It's important.
I'll say this: putting the locks first.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. That makes fuck yeah, because that to me, that's like a statement. That's like, no, this is X. Like this is
this is X.
Yeah, this is that guy.
Right.
That's so that works. Then the next song is the one with Jay-Z and Nas. Honestly, that could have went anywhere that could have went anywhere above the last 3 tracks.
Right.
No, above the last 4 tracks. And I'd have been like, all right. I'm sorry. It's 13 tracks.
Mm-hmm.
That Jay-Z and Nas song could have gone anywhere below 1 and above 10.
Right.
And it would have been fine for me.
Right.
So that's cool where it is. The next 2 songs are the Lil Wayne and the Moneybagg Yo song. Those should not have been next to each other, in my opinion. Right. But that's just because I don't like Lil Wayne.
Like the choruses.
The name of the fucking song, the Wayne song, is Dogs Out. Mm-hmm. Guess what phrase they include in this fucking song?
What?
Who let the dogs out?
No, they didn't.
Yes, the fuck they did.
No.
And I'm fairly certain Wayne
I think, first of all, let me just say, I hate you. And when you spread these lies on the airways, it's one thing.
No, I promise you.
Say that to me when you ever put on the airway. I think it's irresponsible. You're gonna have people on there looking for that.
Hold up, no, I can prove it. I don't gotta play it. Dogs Out lyrics. Damn.
You edited that.
Nope. This is genius.com, my guy. All right, the song starts off with X talking. That's a classic move. Go back to that as often as possible. I know he's gone now, but I'm sure there are more verses available to put on further further projects.
Hogman says, how dare they make that song come crashing back through everyone's subconscious?
Yo, right. X starts off talking. Yo, Swizz, that's what we doing. Wheezy, what up? Why must you insist on being so motherfucking much like a motherfucking? I'm not gonna say that. Wayne's verse. Who let the dogs out?
No.
Who let the dogs out?
No.
I stretch your jaw out.
No.
Who next
Share
to call
the
out?
Screen, nigga. Share the screen.
All right.
I don't believe that that's a thing. No one does that.
Oh, nigga.
They literally use that in commercials. Nobody does that now. Not
you know Wayne does things that
look
he shouldn't do.
Not listen. You know my long-standing thing with him, and I still don't. He didn't do that. Oh, he did.
The dogs
you know
out?
What?
Who let the dogs out? I stretch your jaw out. Who next to call out?
Nah,
who left
man.
the call out? You catch the fallout. Listen, and then my issue with this is X versus X verse. He raps like Wayne for a good part of it, and that's not what I want to hear from you, X. Nah, like I don't want to hear you rapping like Wayne. I want to hear you rapping like X.
Wait a minute. So you saying he was rapping like Wayne in this song?
Yeah, he raps like Wayne for a portion, not the whole verse. I don't believe.
Okay.
If I recall,
I don't want to hear him rapping like Wayne either.
I don't want to hear you rapping like Wayne. I want X.
Right.
That's what. Yeah, I'm listening to an X album for X.
We want X. We want X.
That's it. Yeah, but again, Wayne, who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? I stretch your jaw out. Who next to call out? Who left the call out? You watch the fallout. You take the ball out. I get the ball out. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So Wayne giving us that Wayne magic again. So yeah,
hey, listen,
that was
that shit. Thing. That shit ain't exactly Dr. Strange.
I mean, listen. And then on the very next song, the Money Bag Yo,
I was like, God damn, that's horrible.
I mean, it's Wayne. That's not.
Yeah, you got to hear it. Maybe
you're gonna get horrible. You're gonna get horrible from Wayne. That's just not. There's no way around it.
Especially now.
There's no way around it.
Especially
and then the very next song is the Money Bag Yo song, where the chorus is. Let me search this one. What is it? Money, money, money. Chorus goes. Right. No, it's not the right one. Money, money, money.
Money, money, money.
That's not right. Here we go. Oh no, this is the original. Yeah, this is. Yo, I'm so upset. I would have wanted to hear this one much. I mean, I still don't like the chorus, but I would have rather heard Pop Smoke than Moneybagg Yo. Because if you remember, he did an interview on Drink Champs where he said Pop Smoke was on. Pop Smoke was on it.
Yeah,
on the album, and he's not on the album. So I just found out what happened. Well, not what happened, but I just found out he was supposed to be on this song, but he's not. Moneybagg Yo is instead. The chorus goes, money, 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 bitches, bitches, bitches. First of all, X, you're 50. I don't want to hear that particular
refrain.
Yeah, and then the way that they say it, it's just So that was.
I think this is one of the issues that I have a lot of times with my contemporaries. Is that when they decide they want to make an album, like there's an expectation, I think, from them, and maybe then somebody's in their heads.
Right.
Yo, you need to be what you was, and not really. Like we need to see you're still authentically you.
Yeah.
That is different than you trying to act as if that's like me trying to write another Rise of the Infidel. I'm not doing that because I'm not there now. I need to be authentically me on the who I am at the time of the recording. And when I see people like around roughly that age doing the money, bitches shit, we ain't. That's not. Not to say there aren't some of us that have Arrested Development and are still trapped in that dumb shit. That's true. Right. But overall, I've gone to places with people that's roughly my age, and we don't be talking about that.
No,
that's not it.
It's just not how that shit goes. And if you listen to X speak again, this redemption tour that he was on, that's not where he is. That's not where he is anymore.
That's not. No, you saw that in that interview.
Yeah,
that last interview. That's
not where he is anymore.
And we kind of wanted. Well, I know. I'll speak for myself. I wanted to hear. Listen, there's a fine line. Yeah. So I definitely wanted to get some X aggression.
Oh yeah,
talk your shit, like beat it, because I understand where that comes from, because we roughly the same age, and I be still feeling that like what?
Right.
But I don't need you to regress.
Yeah, I mean, all right. So here we go. Realistically, there are 2 songs on here where I feel like both things line up. He does that, and it's completely warranted. Okay. And that is the song with the locks and the song with Griselda.
Yes, song with the locks that shit is dumb hard, yo.
They make sense. Dumb hard. But interesting enough, I think this song with Jay and Nas is the first song with Jay and Nas where they're not just talking about how rich they are. Like,
interesting.
And I was like, huh, okay. I get that.
You know what though? There are people that are very critical. I've heard about them doing that, and at times I can be too, because I'm like, but at the same time, I kind of understand.
No, like for them, I don't care.
Yeah, like where they're at. Just knowing the type of stuff that I like to talk about when I rap now is not the same stuff from years ago, right? So I'm talking. Me and you and I had this conversation before where I said, "Nah, yo, my issue has been trying to recap. I need to be what I. This is what I am now.
What you are.
What you are now. So I kind of get why
the true fans will follow it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be for everybody. Some people won't get left behind.
Right. Yeah. That's a fact. Yo, the whole idea, like what you just said right there, some people are going to be left behind. I think that is probably one of the hardest things for some artists to acknowledge and accept and do that because they want to please the people that brought them to the dance. But I always tell people, when you get introduced to an audience, they were introduced to who you were then. Yep. Now, if you continue to make music that entire time and did the evolution thing, and they were following along with you, that's the incremental thing, they probably won't even notice how much has changed because they was following along the whole time. Yeah. But if you take some time off and then you come back a completely different you're going to have to accept that some of them are not going to be able to be there with you on that project and be good with it, because at the end of the day, I've said this before about when I had people making suggestions about, oh, you know what you should do? No, I'm going to do what I like, because I got to like it first. You know why? Because years from now, when I go back and listen to that, I need to be able to pull something out of it that justified why I created that.
Right.
And if I do something strictly because there's a formula that a certain segment of the audience really likes, and I do it strictly for that reason, not because I'm feeling this sentiment right now, I know that years later I will listen to that shit and go, all right, I don't want that shit on my discography for real.
Facts.
You know, it's too late. You to put that shit out there. It's too late.
Yo, and that's how that shit goes. Like, realistically, I probably have a fan base of like 12. So
B, you gotta count in the Black Culture Geeks podcast as fans.
I'm talking about music.
I don't care.
Not talking about
I don't care. We're about to use this platform to promote.
No, that's a fact.
Hint, wink, wink. In the future, in the right recent future. Fuck that.
That's a fact. But my point is, from anybody that was like listening at the like the first things I put out,
right?
Even to now, they're gonna be like, no, that's different.
Oh yeah, yes, absolutely, absolutely.
So like, you gotta realize that as long as you're being your authentic self, there are always going to be people
that's going to appreciate that. Like,
yeah,
and there's some people that don't.
Yeah,
I mean, listen, I am online. I am mostly likable online.
Yeah,
shut up.
That's a
up.
strong
Shit in, man.
Okay. All right, my bad.
However, these people see that one aspect.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I think this show,
because that's what you choose to show them.
Yeah. This show probably shows more for a long time.
Probably.
I smile. Shut up. I didn't smile at no fucking pictures.
Right.
I mean, that became a meme amongst my audience. They called it tombstoning.
Right.
Right. So on this show, you see different sides.
Yeah.
And you still ain't seen them all. It's just that the same with you. Like,
right.
It's the same. But at the end of the day, there are gonna be some people that are not gonna be able to follow where you go musically. And you gotta be good with it, because trust me, other people will replace them. And they still have that old you. It's in the old projects.
Yeah.
Some old projects you did.
Time capsule.
They can go back and listen.
Time capsule, you can go back.
If you want old school Tombstone, you can consider old shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, Ogma Steven. He said, "This is the friendly tune." Listen.
That's funny.
Yo, Ogma don't count.
The answer is yes.
Shut up. First of all, Ogma don't count because me and Ogma have been in each other's presence in real life.
Fact.
So that he don't count. Don't listen to nothing he's saying right now, y'all. Nothing he's typing. Like, me and Ogma have been around, like, hung out for days. Like, so nah. Mm-mm. Shut up. So is you, nigga. So shut up.
I'm just saying.
You don't count either.
Okay. All right.
You don't count either.
Y'all want to y'all make sure y'all listen to a real one. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right, so let's move on to what about your week, old man? You hermit?
Nah, my week, other than just a couple of things, it was really mostly uneventful because of one, the project that we're going to be talking about.
Yeah.
On here, I have been so the type of artist that I am now is very. You ever see that movie Up?
No.
In the movie Up, the dog in there was easily distracted. See, it's a squirrel, and then that's the type of artist I am now. So I will hear a beat and go, ooh, and start freestyling, and then start writing. Get the first verse, like, yeah, I recorded. Get that out the way right now because I got the energy. Get that out the way right now. And then I'll hear another beat. And that process will start all over again. So this week, because this was asked, I literally have about 6 candidates for my other contribution, right? One of them that I have excluded because I think it would fit better on another type of project that I had a concept for a while ago, but I still want to finish that.
Yeah.
And that's the issue. This requires me, this particular song required me to do some research. It required me, because the more I know, the more perspectives I get on a concept that's a little deeper than some of the other stuff, the more options I have lyrically. You know, You don't rap. Chuck D said once, rappers rap about what they know. So if you don't know much,
in general, you're
not really gonna rap about much, right? So this particular thing, I came very close. And you know what I'm talking about. I came very close to capturing this concept, nailing this concept down that I've been trying to nail down for a long time. So I don't want to go, once I nailed in that first verse, I don't want it to degrade in the second. I needed to go up. So that's, but me, I'm doing all of that for a song that's not going to be on this project that's coming up. You know what I'm saying? So this week has been just a week of me trying to stay focused. And the thing is, the strong candidate for it is almost done.
Right.
That second verse is almost done. For that one that's the strongest candidate to be on there is actually almost done. But like I said, this has been one of these artist weeks for me.
Yeah.
Where that's kind of where my focus has been. That along with, you know, because we do this executive producing shit for the IP, for different IP, I have to make certain shit, graphic design this, meme that, edit this, and keep channels up and updated as soon as I get the footage. Oh shit, gotta do this now.
Yo, so when I get this computer, give me some of these thumbnails, man.
Oh, got you. Yeah, I got you.
It'll be more efficient for me to be able to work, so I can actually do some of these thumbnails.
Absolutely. But yeah, man, like this week has been, for those of you that don't follow me as closely, like I have been in semi-retirement for the last few years. Purposely because there's other types of content that I want to do, but also, and I've been doing this same shit for 4 decades. So where I get people who are not as far along as me with this are still super excited about it, because I remember how I was. First I was, listen. But after doing it for 4 decades, like it's not the same, whatever. But this week, though, I would say the last 2 weeks, I've been on it because of the way that we're doing this next project. It's interesting for me. It's interesting for me, right? So that's kind of where my week was. Is I was Tombstone again. I was Tombstone again, man. The recording artist again this week. And we will give you guys more information on it. We're not going to do some unceremonious drop. We're going to do, we're not doing that. I've done that twice. I'm not doing it this time. There'll be some promotion.
There's a storm coming.
Definitely. And we're, over the years, my crew has elevated in other aspects of this content shit. So it's not just the audio.
No,
there's a visual component to this as well. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm glad that this is some shit. You know, like, I'm glad it's some shit that I got to the point where I'm able to do with the people that I'm able to do it with. So I'm having fun with it, basically. I'm having fun with it again. And I think that to me is the most important thing about this next upcoming thing. I'm having fun with it again. So yeah. But that's kind of been my week.
Word.
That's my week.
I'm so glad that you stayed on music, because I had a fucking a segue, but I realized that segue wouldn't have worked if you would have went anywhere else. So, but it doesn't matter, because now that I'm saying it, the segue doesn't matter. But I was going to say, because when we were talking about X, I was going to say, from one recently released album to another recently released album,
so dumb.
But the segue doesn't work anymore, because what we're talking about hasn't been released. Whatever, it's not the point. J. Cole! Jermaine Cole!
You was on some Gems shit with that, what you just did right
yes,
there.
Yes. Yes. So, Jermaine Cole.
That's so stupid. We're not just rappers, niggas.
I was going to talk about his album last week, but the post office shit happened, so I didn't really have time. Just real quick, I listened to his album once. Again, I haven't gotten a chance to go back. J. Cole's rapping ability has never been better.
Not surprising.
Nobody. I'm not accepting anybody saying some dumb shit out their mouth about J. Cole not being able to rap.
Yo, hold up. Has anyone ever said
that? I don't know, yo. I don't know. But
that's kind of.
I think I mentioned this last time. I don't like the idea that he's doing this. I got $100 million thing. That's not what I want from J. Cole. And
no.
He was on that shit like a good at least 4 times throughout this album. So
I don't want to hear that from you. Yo.
I'm good off of this. But anyway, one thing he also did around the time that he dropped the album was he became a professional basketball player.
Yes, he did.
Well, J. Cole's pro basketball career is over, and it should have never begun.
Oh,
dreams are something J. Cole often raps about. It's the name of his music label, Dreamville Records. But dreams aren't promised. Sometimes one person's dream can be another's nightmare.
Damn, man.
According to ESPN, Cole's time with the Rwanda Patriots BBC of the Basketball Africa League is over. Cole has reportedly left Rwanda due to a family obligation, as he was only obligated to play a handful of games anyway. In total, he scored 5 points, grabbed 5 rebounds, and tallied 3 assists in 45 minutes in 3 appearances. And while it may be easy to mock Cole's performance, I'd rather focus on why he should have never been granted the opportunity in the first place.
Oh, damn it.
It's extremely hard to become a pro athlete. And even if you're lucky enough to make it, you can still be treated like all your success was meaningless. Look at Kwame Brown. The 12-team Basketball Africa League is trying to establish itself, as it has support from NBA Commissioner Adam Silver and former stars like Dikembe Mutombo, Grant Hill, Luol Deng, and Joakim Noah. And when Cole dropped clues while he was playing basketball daily, just before it was announced that he would be joining the BAL in Slam magazine, as the first artist to have a solo cover of the top basketball magazine on the planet, it brought attention to a league many didn't know exist. I work out in the morning, I do a basketball workout, I do my music, and then I do my family time, Cole said. I wake up and I repeat, and I don't do music on the weekend. I'm working out for a reason, he explained. I work out with intentions in mind. Something about Cole getting the cover of Slam felt wrong to me, as it's always been a destination for hoopers that were up next or had achieved something. The cover is the official stamp in basketball culture, and here was a rapper being photographed as if he just made his first All-Star team. The closest thing we've seen to anything like this was when Drake graced the cover in 2016, alongside Toronto Raptors stars DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry. Toronto was the theme, and Drake, a T-Dot native, posed with the team's biggest stars at the time on his way to becoming an official global ambassador for the franchise. And then Terrell Stoglin, a former Maryland Terrapin and guard for the BAL's AS sale, confirmed my feelings in an interview with ESPN about Cole, a former St. John's walk-on. He says, I think there's a negative and positive to J. Cole's appearance. The negative part of it is I think he took someone's job that deserves it. I live in a basketball world. I don't live in a fan world. I know a lot of guys that had their careers stopped by COVID, and they're still home working out and training for an opportunity like this. For a guy who has so much money and has another career to just come here and average like 1 point a game and still get glorified is very disrespectful to the game. It's disrespectful to the ones who sacrificed their whole lives for this. The positive side of it is it brings a lot of attention and I guess money. I don't really pay attention to that type of stuff. I'm more concerned that he took someone else's job that deserved it. Stoglin is right. But of course, anyone who agrees with him or me will be called a hater.
as the majority of fans saw it as Cole living out his dreams without thinking about how someone else's was taken away. And since rappers want to be ball players and ball players want to be rappers, Rick Ross defended Cole's selfish decision. In no way is this meant to be disrespectful, but first and foremost, should no black man's dreams be censored nor limited, said Ross in a video posted to social media. And coming from a brother, I think you would understand what building these types of relationships would do for the business, for the eyes on the industry. You know what I'm saying? The part that everyone seems to be missing is that Cole had at least two dreams in his life, basketball and music. He chose music, which, like basketball, is supposed to be based on talent, not celebrity. And for the record, let's not act like Cole is Master P, who once played for the Charlotte Hornets and the Toronto Raptors during the preseason, and according to some, barely missed making the team. And in terms of what the relationship could do for the business, Cole could have done that without playing a second. He could have attended games and promoted the league through his deal with Puma without taking up a roster spot.
That's a good
you
point.
Don't need a locker to be an investor, advocate, or supporter.
It's a good point. Good point.
The main parallel that I always draw between music and basketball is like, yo, it's just a matter of hours, Cole told Slam. The difference between the pro guy that sits on the bench and the superstar is just a matter of intentional hours. They're both really good, but that final foot of separation comes in the amount of hours that were put in. I think in order for any of those guys to be great, like LeBron, Steph, Damian Lillard, Kyrie, KD, there has to be an insane work ethic. These players in Africa that are trying to make it as pros have that same insane work ethic. It's what got them to the pro level. They spent intentional hours on the court while J. Cole put intentional hours in the studio. But none of that mattered for at least one of them, because they lost their chance to accomplish their dreams, all because a rapper used his celebrity to take part of his favorite hobby. They call that dream killing.
Oh.
So I gotta say, there's a rumor going around. Tell me if it's true, my friend. This idea that you can't criticize Cole is a relatively recent one.
Okay. Oh no, it is, because I've seen people criticize him before with no problem.
It's a relatively recent one.
That's new energy.
But it is a valid thing that people do. Like, and I hate it. No one is above reproach.
Nope.
So this was some American bullshit, if I can say that, for lack of a better term.
Entitled American.
Yeah. Like, you ain't that good, my nigga. Like, first of all, I think Cole's like 35.
Something like that.
Something like that. I think he's a little bit older than me. This ain't it, my guy. This was not the move in no way, shape, or form. Shining light on the league could have been done in several other ways.
Because to be honestly with you, when, to me, that was the only thing that people were saying that made me allow for saying, all right, I ain't going to really dwell on it. But then after hearing this from this article, he's right. There's numerous ways that he could have done that without.
But check it out. Check it out. He didn't play.
Right.
Listen to this point, because there are going to be some people.
Oh, I'm about Nessa.
I'm gonna get to that, Nessa.
Get out of my head, Nessa. Because
hold up. But that's different. But I'm gonna get to that.
There are some things that are different, but some things that are. There's an overall theme here.
Cole didn't play. Least he didn't play well. Mm-mm. There's a video of him shooting an air ball in a game.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not to say that he should have been the best player in the world. Right. That's not the point that I'm making. It's the fact that whatever light he did shine on it didn't come from him doing well in a game.
No, it just
didn't come from him. It just came from him being adjacent to this league.
Right.
He could have done that without taking somebody's spot.
Right.
Like, nah, B, there's no bright side of this.
Right.
He was dead ass wrong.
Right.
I get the sentiment that Rick Ross is trying to push.
Me too.
No, nigga. That doesn't work in this scenario. We're not talking about somebody that's trying to make it out the hood. We're talking about somebody who on his fucking album that he just released,
he had $100 million.
loves to explain that he got $100 million.
Right.
No. I don't care about a multimillionaire's dreams. No, I don't give a fuck.
I want you to become a multimillionaire.
No,
you didn't got your dreams plus.
Yeah,
tax.
I don't care about your dreams. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
You got your dream. You
took somebody's spot. You took somebody's spot. Like somebody that roster spot could have gone to someone else.
Yeah, no, yo, listen, I agree. But from jump, I'm trying to be as fair about this as I can because I get the other position. I just don't think it's valid when you talk about someone that's worth $100 million.
Yeah.
Already is doing well in life. Already.
Well.
In conjunction with someone who's not, but had a dream and using the one skill that they had, hopefully to be able to get in the slot, and then he's there because of name. Not because he went in there and stunned the world with any,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
But hold up, even still, because I would just say if he was nice, I could see it. No, I'm not accepting that either.
No, listen.
You know why?
No, I get that.
He got $100 million fucking dollars.
But
the only way it would have been acceptable for me,
mm-hmm.
the only way it would have been acceptable for me is if we wouldn't have known yet. At this point in time, we wouldn't have known yet. So the only way it would have been acceptable for me is if he deserved the spot. So that's him being nice, but not that alone.
No,
the other thing that would have been necessary is this would have had to blow this league up. Like
it would have had to have been crazy light.
That's the only thing that would have made it okay for me. Even if he would have came in, he was actually nice, and it didn't really overall end up doing anything for the league, it still wouldn't have been okay for me. Like, no, you got $100 million.
Yeah.
You made it a point to let us know that on this fucking album.
Yeah.
No, nigga. No.
But to Nessa's point about this is the difference between the Logan and Jake Paul, and I still got feelings about that. But this is a difference. I've watched them train. Me having to run this channel, I have to watch a lot of boxing news. I've watched them boys train. They are training. Like this is not.
They are putting in the work.
They're putting in work. Now, to be clear, they haven't fought anybody that I think is even anywhere near.
But that's my other point. That's the biggest reason why I look at it differently, because they aren't taking people's spots. Well, they are putting on their own.
One is now, though. One is now.
Well, yeah. They're generally putting on their own thing that does not have anything to do with regulations as far as belts and all this other type stuff.
Yeah, but it's moving from all the stuff that I've been seeing. There is a growing sentiment in that industry.
Yeah,
that a lot of people believe this could be good for boxing.
Yeah.
So here's the thing about that. What they're banking on is his huge audience being introduced to the world of boxing they might not have been interested in before, right?
Right.
And I am certainly sympathetic to that argument, but some of the same criticisms for Cole does apply here because Floyd don't need that fight. And the reality of the situation is, if we're blending, if this is all going to become the spectacle that I'm sure at one time it was, because boxing, wrestling, a lot of stuff come from carnival shit. Back in the day, carnival shit, right?
Thanks.
If we are going back in that direction, there is a huge swath of people you are just be aware. So you just are going to be left behind. And that last event they threw,
That Triller event.
Yikes. Yikes. So it's again like the result. You got to factor that in. Like, because y'all not dependent on.
I want to see which happens first. I want to see
them polish up.
I want to see if the overall exposure for the sport that would absolutely, especially in this day and age, would quote unquote trickle down. I want to see if that effect is bigger than the effect of whoever gets left behind. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. And here's the other thing about that too. So in the world of boxing, this is specific to boxing, right? Typically, a lot of these fighters from the past, look how they turn out.
Facts.
They have all kinds of concussive trauma to their brains. Then from the financial aspect of it, everybody was getting paid, but not them. Or they were being taken advantage of with the money they did have. And when you start beating up the thing that you need to learn how to be able to count with, you're beating that up.
Facts.
Right?
Facts.
It becomes difficult, damn near impossible, to hold on to your earnings when the very thing that you need to be sure is catching blows to the head, right? That industry has been very, I know for us people that were fans, because I was a huge fan back in the day, not as much now, only because of work. Now I have to, but I know we enjoyed it.
Right.
But there were people catching them punches and not getting paid, and people who wasn't catching punches getting money. So if a Logan Paul thing, if we're gonna, I don't want to make reverence for any institution where the people doing the work was getting the least amount of shit.
Right.
I don't want to do that. So it's hard for me, on the other hand, to talk shit about them trying to get bags for the fighters, even if they got to do it this way. It's hard for me to talk shit about that because I know the history of that particular industry. And that's
why I gotta wait and see.
Yeah, exactly. Because there is an argument to be said where does it end? Like, is this going to completely fuse together? Because if it does, then the authenticity
that might be massive.
Yeah, but the authenticity might go WWE,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It might do that, right?
Absolutely.
So I do understand the people that are the purists that's been in that industry and feel a certain way. But my concern, to be quite honest with you, at this point in time, are the workers,
right?
The people catching them hooks, and if they're not going to be compensated, and we know it was been some bullshit happening for years. They're not going to be compensated, and then y'all ready to do this new thing with these guys are traditional fighters. They're not showmen doing cartwheels. They don't have a YouTube thing. These traditional fighters, are you shining the light off of them, the little bit of light they get, to make money for everybody else but the fighters?
That's
everybody else but the fighters.
Yep. That's why I said it depends, because if you get in a situation like, first of all, I'm not accepting the argument that I don't even know which fucking Paul brother he's fighting.
It's Logan. He's fighting Logan.
Okay. I don't know anything about these motherfuckers.
I know. I barely
beyond what's out, like, super.
I knew about them from YouTube.
Right.
Never watched their shit.
Anybody making the argument that Logan is taking somebody's spot, shut the fuck up. Because Floyd fights who Floyd wants to fight. There's not somebody that
Floyd don't need that fight.
Right. Exactly.
Don't need that fight.
But if it's a scenario where we get these super fights that bring in a lot of money and they have an undercard, and that undercard somehow has like legitimate fights from one of the federations or whatever the case may be,
right?
That could work.
Yeah, because there's money in the pool now to pay people.
Right.
And the thing about it is, One of the things I have an issue with is the size differential. Like, is that going to be a like? Are the elements from this, if successful, do they then try to do that with repeat that with legitimate fighters? Because I got to tell you,
I don't think so.
you put a lightweight in there
mix. Yeah,
with
I
a
don't think so.
heavyweight.
I don't
That's
think so.
not yo.
I don't think so because that's how they did with UFC. Originally, there were no classes.
Yes, I remember.
UFC.
I remember.
And they were like, "Yo, this doesn't make sense. We can't keep
listen,
doing this."
Logan is a big boy.
Logan is a big boy.
Logan is a big boy. And let's this is the other reason why, like I said, there are differences and there are similarities in the J. Cole thing. Unlike J. Cole, I have watched Logan train.
Yeah.
And at least from the training aspect of it, he's taking this seriously. At least from that aspect of it. Now, yes, there is a showman shit going on. He's a YouTuber.
Yeah,
that's how he made his bones.
Yeah,
all right.
Thanks.
So yeah, it's always gonna be that. But as far as the training is concerned, the shit I'm seeing him do in training, nah, B. Like if you and I was doing that shit in training, we'd be exhausted every fucking day.
Right.
But we would also be like he's
right.
not skipping on that.
Right.
And they goof. Nessa's right. They both goofy. But him and his brother are goofy as a motherfucker. Absolutely. You saw that shit they pulled, Jake pulled, snatching Floyd's hat and shit.
Yeah.
They goofy as shit. It's that goofiness that the motherfuckers are marketing.
Yes.
Because like Floyd brought up in the little face off they had, Floyd said something about, race or whatever. And first said, why you bring up race, bro? And Floyd said race always has something to do with it. He's right about that too. That's also part of the marketing too. Like motherfuckers can act crazy all they want and live in utopia land where that shit's not a thing, but that's actually a fucking thing. That's a part of it. So you got size difference, race, then you got authenticity versus what other people perceive to be, man, that's some bull. What the fuck is y'all doing? All of these things are thrown into this mix to make this interesting. They hope for the buy rate.
I hope, because I got a personal investment. Because this this thing that I've been showing you is tied to this.
So full disclosure, yes, there's that element of it on the show. For me, look, at the end of the day, I could take it or leave it.
Right.
Because
I'm not watching, even though I have a personal.
Yeah,
I'm not watching this shit.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to see clips because I'm.
But y'all, I want y'all to. I need y'all.
Y'all need y'all go. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Like if multi-world wasn't involved with what we're involved with, this would be a blip on my radar because I haven't really been into boxing for decades.
Right.
Honestly, I just started, and even now I'm back in it because it's work. That's part of work. That's part of the a hashtag Operation Exit strategy. You know what I'm saying? So that's really the only reason. But yeah, like I do my fair share of research on this shit now, and there is definitely a split how people feel about this, and only time will tell whether or not if this pays out and that money is at some point distributed down, how much it changes the sport itself. Because it's one thing I always say to people, when it ain't something that you are into, it's easy to be dismissive of it. But all those people that are into that, if you just use just a little bit of empathy and say, there are things you like, and there are certain things that could happen to that make you not like it anymore.
Right.
And if you view what's about to happen as something that's going to do that, you're going to feel away. And that's what I'll be saying when I see the conflict, what I see between people that think it's cool for it, or people think it fucks it up. That's what I see. I see motherfuckers that's into it a certain type of way, and they feel like this is going to fuck it up. We don't know if it's going to fuck it up, though.
We don't know shit.
We don't know that. We don't know that. Like I said, my point is the workers. In case in point with this J. Cole thing, the workers, the workers, the guys that's in there. This is what they do. They don't get on the mic and do they rapidy raps. They don't know. They about that. Are they going to benefit from this? Because if not, yes, yeah.
There was somebody that, like, just before we get to any long-term effects of these moves, in Cole's situation, there was somebody that didn't get a job.
Right.
because he did. So far with this Logan thing, that isn't the case.
Right.
So, like I said, I gotta see what this is going to end up being.
And we all said, first of all, this is going to be an exhibition. So let's get that straight.
Yeah.
This is an exhibition. There are different parameters there. That does not mean Floyd's there to get embarrassed.
Right.
Floyd's not there to get embarrassed. Let me tell you something. I watched Floyd training too. Stop acting like because that man 42.
Right.
He's not your typical 42.
No.
Listen, he different. He's different. So and he didn't stop and say, oh, I'll just get back in shape real quick. No, he never stopped. Never stopped. He's always sparring. He's always, so it's not, you're not gonna catch him on, he got ring rust. If you think that,
no, he lives in the ring.
He lives that shit. Speaking of which, I got some footage I need to show you and have a conversation with you about. Not here. It's about work. It's about work. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's about work. But yeah. It's an exhibition. Like Tyson wasn't in there to kill Roy Jones.
Roy Jones, no.
He wasn't in there for that. You know what I'm saying? It's an exhibition. So a lot of people need to taper their expectations down. But let's be clear.
Yeah.
Both fighters have to be on the same page with this. Because Floyd goes in there, Logan is still a big boy.
Logan is a big boy.
And when you start throwing punches around, with a heavyweight,
punches,
anything can happen. Punches chance. Anything can happen. So
Floyd get knocked out.
Right.
Listen.
Or staggered. Right. Or this is why I don't think it's gonna happen though. Because Floyd know that.
Oh yeah.
This is Floyd fucking Mayweather. Floyd knows that.
Yeah, we're being clear about this.
And he's also not a stranger to the showmanship shit. Right. So again, why I don't think Floyd's going to knock Logan out. I also don't think he's going to try to knock Logan out. Right. I don't believe he's going to try to do that. I think he's going to look, young man. Let me show you something. Bip, 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 bip. Eat these. Bip, bip, bip. Eat these. Oh, you want to hit me? Nah, see, better than you have tried to hit me, and that's not really a thing that happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not really. Nah, if Manny couldn't hit me, you're not going to.
Right.
You're not going to hit me, young man. You're bigger and slower. You got reach, but you're bigger and you're slower. I think that's what's going on. Me personally, in my opinion on that, I think that's what it is. Floyd ain't gonna try to knock Logan. No, it's not.
Right.
It's an exhibition, but he's gonna make him eat some stuff, and he's gonna make him look a little silly with the that shoulder roll. He gonna say, but tamper down expectations, folks. This is not going to be some knockdown, drag out, brawl, brawl for it all.
That's not gonna happen.
And I believe that fight's coming up soon too.
Oh, it's next week.
Yeah, it's next week. Yeah. So I just want footage. I want footage to be able to use, and we're gonna talk about that after this is over, because I was a bit disgusted this morning. But
I was a
bit disgusted this morning.
All right, so next on the docket,
right? And that's his ass. She said he might try to knock him out after he done took his hat and exposed that hairline. Hey, yo.
Shit.
Listen, y'all can't be coming at for a hairline.
I mean, they can.
Listen, I need, look.
No, they still can. I get it. I understand, but no, they can't. Cool. It's there. It's there. It's front and center. It's front and center. He has a decent sense of humor. Don't freeze.
Excuse me. No.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hold up.
Say it right.
Don't freeze.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Black Panther's Okoye is reportedly getting her own original series. Remember when Okoye gave T'Challa the best macking advice when he was too nervous to approach Nakia in Black Panther? She told him, "Don't freeze." Granted,
He did anyway.
Yes, he did.
But the point is, he eventually gathered enough gumption to have an extended conversation with her. Well, it looks like Okoye is about to get a little bit more screen time in the Black Panther franchise. The news actually first arrived on Thursday afternoon when several news outlets with a good eye spotted the buzzy announcement buried in the Hollywood Reporter's listicle highlighting Hollywood's most powerful attorneys. The attorney with the spotlight in question is Jamie Mandelbaum. More about Mandelbaum. Last year, saw Mandelbaum negotiate 2 major deals with HBO. The first resulted in massive pay raises for the Succession cast. The second was for showrunner Michael Patrick King to revisit Sex and the City, with his reboot now in production at HBO Max. Meanwhile, The Rep, who also works with such showrunners as 911's Tim Meanier and The Handmaid's Tale's Bruce Miller, brokered a deal for actress Denai Guerrera to not only reprise her role as Okoye in the upcoming Black Panther sequel, but also in an original spin-off series for Disney+. All right, now, real quick.
Mhm.
I always have to interject in these articles with something that I may have seen or whatever the case may be.
Yes.
That does not mean that she's getting her own series.
No, it doesn't.
It's already been established that there's going to be a
Yes.
Wakanda series for
Yes.
Disney Plus.
Absolutely.
So no,
she
that
just
doesn't
might be
mean-
a character
right
in there. And don't get me wrong,
She may be the main character.
Yeah, we all want to see Okoye. Let's not get
absolutely.
it. That's not
Absolutely.
even act
But
dumb.
but stave your expectations.
Patience for this being her show.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the case, and that is not what that says.
Right.
But anyway, you see the last sentence. Mandelbaum brokered a deal for Guerrero to not only star in a much anticipated Black Panther sequel, but to also star in the original spinoff series at Disney Streamer. What does all of that jargon mean? That means the contract for Okoye to star in the series is signed, sealed, and delivered thanks to her lawyers' negotiations. It's official, well pending the Walt Disney Company's official public announcement. I've always advocated for an Okoye solo project. Again,
That's not.
we
what
have
that
no
says.
evidence. We have no evidence.
Yeah, chill.
As I believe her admirable strength and unrelenting loyalty to Wakanda could lend to a rich story of her background. Plus, it's her fight sequence that is the most memorable to me in all of Black Panther. Deadline also followed up with a report via sources that Okoye's origin story will be developed as a series, further noting that Guerrero has been cast in the upcoming Wakanda Forever series that Ryan Coogler is developing over at Disney+.
So wait a minute. So if I'm following that correctly, they're saying that a report, those same sources are saying that she has an origin story that will be developed as a series. And then okay.
The Root has reached out to representatives at Disney Plus for official comment on the Okoye report, and we are
telling you shit.
So again, remember that as of right now, it's just a rumor.
Right.
The contract being signed does not mean it's for a solo project.
Right.
The contract being signed means that we'll see Okoye on Disney Plus.
Right.
That's what that means.
So everybody, calm your nerves.
I mean, be excited a little bit. I mean,
you should.
We're basically guaranteed to see Okoye again.
Yeah, and that part's
amazing.
Yeah, that's always exciting.
Yeah,
but curb your expectations for it to be all about just her, because there is a rich lore in the whole Wakandan thing, and a lot of things they can actually cover with that series. And that contract, if I remember, because we talked about it on the Metas and Meetings show, that could lead to a lot of different shows. That one show is that, but there are other tribes in Wakanda that they could focus on too. So,
facts.
Yeah, but I'm here for it. Anybody,
100%.
Anybody that's running around saying, they're not even super soldiers. Well, you saw what happened to the last guy that said that. So play games if you want.
Just like you.
Just saying.
Strongly dislike.
Play games.
Strong dislike.
strong dislike. But yeah, I'm absolutely here for it in the event that it ends up being. I'm here for seeing Okoye,
either
period.
way. Yeah, either way.
I'm here for seeing Okoye, period. And if we get 2 helpings of Okoye,
right?
3 helpings of Okoye, because the Black Panther movie,
right,
and then the Wakanda Forever show, and then if she gets her own show, oh, come on now.
Yeah, like I'm here for it.
Absolutely. 1000% here for it. So moving on. Dude.
I want a Nakia centered story as well.
Lupita's maybe Lupita might be a little busy.
Yeah, possibly.
She
can find some time.
I mean, for the right bag.
Oh yeah, well, that's one thing we ain't got to worry about with Disney.
That's true.
they got the bag. Right?
That is absolutely true. That's a real thing.
And also shout out to Robert Downey Jr. for helping them to open that bag a little more, because a lot of the negotiations for other people, while he was still very active there, he was like, "Nah, you need to get that man. No, that man, what? Nah, she need to get what? Y'all crazy."
That's factual. You know
what I'm saying?
That's factual. Like, no, why isn't everybody making? Yeah. For the guy that's making the most to say that?
Right. That's a big thing. That's a big thing. Yeah. And we don't know what else he said that they're not talking about. You feel me? So
yeah, no, I'm all for that, because you could have just been like, oh no, I
got my bread. And look, and Ben, like, yo, who kicked all this off? My G, like,
right.
You know, I'm the man. I'm Godfather right here. Godfather Marvel right here. What are you talking about? He could have been that, and what could anybody have said
without me?
Right. What could anybody have said? Nothing. The fact that he felt like my phone, no. We ain't be having fun on this set. This shit, I know that this is successful. Yes, I started a success, but these other people, they about that. People want to see me and Chris Evans on the screen. What are you talking about? People want to see me and Chris Hemsworth on the screen. They want to see me and Scarlett Johansson on the screen. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Get them money.
Yeah, just back the trunk up. Back the Brinks truck up.
Yeah, y'all making $1 billion move. Give the truck. Come on. Give him the bag.
That's it. Just give him the bag. That's it. All right. Next up. If you're still holding out for the Tubman 20, you can soon make change with some Angelus. She's been immortalized on a stamp, albeit amid some controversy, as a Barbie, as the subject of a Broadway-bound script, and even a Google Doodle. And of course, writer, activist Maya Angelou lives eternally in our literary imagination. Now the Renaissance woman will be one of the first American women to appear on a series of quarters that will be issued by the United States Mint over the next 4 years. Though the Mint made its initial announcement in April, the New York Times publicized the news on Mother's Day, reporting that Angelou and astronaut Sally Ride, the first American woman to fly in space, will kick off the series, which will run from 2022 to 2025. But in case you're wondering, unfortunately, each woman's visage will still be sharing space with that of George Washington, who will also get a refresh. Each woman will be honored on the reverse or tail side of the coins, which will enter circulation in January as part of the American Women Quarters program. The head side of the coin will feature a new design of George Washington. A statement issued by Representative Barbara Lee, who championed the series through the introduction of legislation in the House, lauded the inclusion of Angelou and others on the coins, writing, "For too long, many of the women who have contributed to our country's history have gone unrecognized, especially women of color. I am pleased to see that the first women to be recognized under my bill are outstanding individuals in the fields of science and literature, Dr. Sally Ride and Dr. Maya Angelou." They have paved the way for many who came after them and inspired young women to carry on their legacy. Our goal in working on this legislation was to honor phenomenal women like Dr. Maya Angelou and Dr. Sally Ride. I'm glad they are among the first of many to be recognized. Who else can we expect to see gracing a quarter in the next several years? In its own statement, the Mint said, the American Women Quarters may feature contributions from a variety of fields, including but not limited to suffrage, civil rights, abolition, government, humanities, science, space, and the arts. The women honored will be from ethnically, racially, and geographically diverse backgrounds. The public is encouraged to contribute suggestions for other honorees, keeping in mind that it is against the law to feature a living person on a coin design. Janet Yellen, the first female Secretary of the Treasury, will approve the final selections and designs after consulting with the Smithsonian Institution's American Women's History Initiative, the National Women's History Museum, and the Congressional Bipartisan Women's Caucus, reports the Times. If you're wondering whether Angelou will be the first Black woman to grace a United States coin, that distinction might technically belong to another figure, albeit imagined. In 2017, the Mint issued a $100 gold coin depicting Lady Liberty as a Black woman. As the muse for the famed statue in New York's harbor is widely, but inconclusively, rumored to have been. As for that hotly debated proposal to replace Andrew Jackson with Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill, as of late January of this year, the Biden administration was reportedly seeking ways to accelerate the redesign. And that's it.
Okay. I'm always torn.
Yeah.
About these sort of things.
Yeah.
Because and listen, I recognize that a lot of my thoughts on these things are not mirrored by even the vast majority of Black people.
Right? You're jaded too.
I'm very jaded. These I can get, at least in the aggregate, that there are people that be inspired by that. Oh, that's great, and that I'm not saying there's no value in that. I'm not gonna say there's no value in that. Just for me, I am just uberly unimpressed with these tokens of affection for people in our community.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, because I know you don't fuck with us, right? So
right.
And all the things that really matter at the end of the day, the ones of us that have distinguished ourselves through art, or any other endeavor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our shit is always weaponized against us and then monetized underneath of us. It's to me, when they do the same thing with the Native Americans, you gonna honor them now,
mm-hmm.
But did you really? Like, are y'all doing all y'all can do to correct some of that shit? Because and I'm also jaded with the whole internet engagement algorithm, attention getting, clout chasing. I don't believe that the United States government is above clout chasing. I don't believe, get that good PR in, get that good PR in. These niggas gonna feel a certain way when they see this. So yeah, they're going. I'm jaded though, and I get that. There's a lot of people I'm sure that are doing this and feeling good about it. And if you get something good out of that, I'm not against it. But it just, for me, it don't. My fucking reparations, nigga. All that other fuck about.
Facts.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Facts, though.
I'm the asshole. I get it. I'm the asshole that had to say it.
Without question.
I'm an asshole that had to say it, but the pats on the back. Make sure her family right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I'm with it.
Do what you do, but just make sure that her family right. That's all I'll say. Like, meh. But on another note, the whole Harriet Tubman $20 bill debacle was mentioned here.
Yeah.
The utmost amount of disrespect circled a lot of that. This is the other reason why I'm listen. The utmost disrespect for Sister Harriet, Mama Harriet, utmost disrespect. Shit, I heard disrespectful shit coming out of the mouths of people who shouldn't have her name in their mouth ever at any point. And no way you can even if you want to talk from Black consciousness, these people should definitely not have her name in their mouth. If you want to talk about American hero, we want to go that route. You should not have her name in your mouth. And I heard people say, I think that's a bit too much. Certain people who ain't never did a damn thing on either accord, never did a damn thing to promote Black consciousness and fight against anti-Blackness, and never did a damn thing for the United States. That didn't have anything to do with something that wasn't selfish, that they could benefit from the shit monetarily, that wasn't posing, that wasn't performative, like hugging flags and shit. Fuck. You can't speak Mama Harriet's name. You can't speak her name in no way, shape, or form. So, just a bunch of disrespect. Just a bunch of disrespect. Bunch of disrespect. And we see you. Don't think we don't see you. We see you.
Don't fix.
We see. Nobody's going. One thing for certain, nobody's going to say about this particular coin thing with Maya. No one's going to say. I guarantee you, nobody's going to say anything about that. Guarantee you.
Yeah.
Because if I'm looking at this correctly, this is not going to be in super circulation like that.
No.
Right.
No, I wouldn't imagine so.
Right. But if they'd have put Harriet on that 20, that's in super circulation.
That's a replacement.
Yeah, that's a replacement.
Yeah, that's a replacement.
And you know how they feel. You will not replace us. Yeah, we heard you. We heard you. We heard you. We heard you.
All facts.
We heard you. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, it is. It is. So the last thing, Michael. I mean, not Michael.
Yo, who the fuck was on your mind at that time?
It's not important. Multi-World's own John Boyega.
He said, "You see it, you heard it." Fuck, that's right.
Gets candid about that's what the headline says. It says Multi-World's own John Boyega gets candid about Marvel Studios' success and Star Wars' failure with diversity. Entering Phase 4, the Marvel Cinematic Universe will look to change the game even more by further amplifying on-screen representation and diversity. The Infinity Saga introduced a vast amount of heroes and villains into the mix, but Phase 4 will take it up a notch by showcasing a much bigger goal. 2018's Black Panther paved the way for cultural significance combined with a compelling superhero storyline, ultimately leading to a full-blown success. The triumph of Black Panther served as a game changer for Marvel Studios, creating more space for lesser-known heroes to take the spotlight to inspire people of color along the way. New heroes like Simu Liu's Shang-Chi and some members of the Eternals will also carry that responsibility moving forward, with returning ones like Sam Wilson's Captain America joining the fray. Now, the latest interview with a bona fide actor from the galaxy far, far away has solidified his support.
Stop that. Repeat that. Bona fide. How many people do you really see them referred to as bona fide?
No, that's facts. That's fact. Has solidified his support for the new narrative directions of the MCU. Star Wars actor John Boyega recently sat down as a guest in an episode of Fresh Air with Terry Gross to talk about Marvel Studios and their firm grasp of diversity in their films. Boyega first looked back on his earlier statements against Lucasfilm's treatment of his Finn character from the sequel trilogy of the Skywalker saga.
They did shit on Finn.
The actor voiced his frustrations about characters of color, like Kelly Marie Tran's Rose, being sidelined to give way to Adam Driver's Kylo Ren and Daisy Ridley's Rey.
Yep.
When Gross asked his thoughts once more about those past remarks, Boyega admitted that all he wanted to discuss was an issue that fans, even cast members, know from the get-go. Well, I think I wanted to discuss the elephant in the room that is easily dismissed sometimes, easily seen as a selfish act, a way to put the attention on you. I wanted to discuss an issue that I discussed with actors on set, an issue that I had discussed with, professional individuals, execs, producers who I'd meet, whether at award shows or meetings, who were noticing the same things I'd noticed. I tell the story of walking in a park and someone random, and this is somebody that was not even in the industry basis. He just recognized me. And he even mentioned kind of like seeing the change in trajectory in my career and just all the stuff that I mentioned in that GQ article, at the time. Boyega then continued by pointing out his realization that human beings assume the worst when opening up about the franchise's portrayal of characters of color. But he strongly believed that there's a big process about the whole idea. And I guess I just wanted to say it out loud so that it wouldn't be an awkward conversation to have, because I think in general, what I realized after all this is that in general, I think human beings assume the worst. So as soon as you open up about something like that, people assume that you're doing it for the worst reasons, right? Doing it for yourself. And you and whatever. But they forget that there's a big process, and especially when it comes to studio films and characters.
That's right.
The Star Wars and Pacific Rim Uprising lead actor shared that characters are only as good as the moments you give them. Looking into the work of Marvel Studios is an example of that notion. The characters are only as good as the moments you give them. When we talk about, Captain America and him kind of facing off Thanos and his army, when you talk about these moments that are given to characters, it's only because these moments are written by somebody. These moments are put in there on purpose to elevate characters.
Facts.
Boyega used the Falcon and Winter Soldier's portrayal of Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson as an example to prove his point, noting that those special moments in franchise movies that allow for characters of all backgrounds to shine. Boyega's final comment about moments that feel like you're being bypassed is an indication towards his feelings about Finn and the Star Wars sequel trilogy. We've got people now watching Falcon and Winter Soldier, and a lot of people have been commenting about the elevation of Falcon's character, right? In the series, and how they've really done well with bringing him up, which I also agree as well. And we can see that's because you give characters these special moments, know? But then what then happens when, some moments feels like you're being bypassed, and it kind of goes on for years and years and things pile on. Marvel Studios and diversity and representation have been the common topic of discussion when it comes to the MCU, especially after the success of Marvel Comics in that realm. Throughout its run, the franchise had its fair share of ups and downs, with cast members like Anthony Mackie being candid about the lack of it during a previous interview. Despite the criticisms, Marvel Studios appears to have learned their lesson, and Boyega's latest comments amplify that. Head executive Kevin Feige went in depth about the company's plans to succeed by incorporating people from various backgrounds and genders, using Marvel Comics as a reference while also hoping to have a wide variety of people in different positions within the MCU's brainchild of creatives. The Star Wars actor's remark about characters are only as good as the moments you give them is a fitting reminder of how the MCU sets the bar in terms of telling an honest and consistent story. From dialogues to the execution of the sequence, these are all perfectly crafted to showcase either a heroic transformation or a redeemable arc. This is part of the fun of the MCU storytelling, and it will be interesting to find out how the writers will continue the trend of elevating characters in Phase 4. Based on Marvel's track record, it's reasonable to assume that they will be consistent in that department.
See, here's the thing, right? I think what the uphill battle that Mr. Boyega had with that discussion was that there was an assumption. There's always an assumption being made, right? So when someone says, oh, they only put that person in there or this character in there because the companies are being too woke and they just want to have a black face, so they're setting them in there. The assumption is this ain't going to be any good because of that.
Right.
This is the same assumption they use when affirmative action came to play. Oh, they're going to put people that's not qualified in there only because of it. No, that's not how that was worked. It's not how that was worked. You still had to be qualified.
Oh yeah,
you still had to be qualified. Much in the same vein as this, these are qualified actors. These are actors that know their shit. These are writers that know their shit. And yeah, anybody can make a mistake and have a bad take as far as how they portray a character. That happens in all genres of movies and stuff like that. But the thing that you're trying to fight against is not being given a chance, because instinctively people go with what's familiar to them. So if their whole ideology about what's a hero and what it takes to be a hero includes ethnicity, and you are part of a group that only makes up about 11% of the population, guess what? Those actors in that ethnic group aren't going to be represented on screen. And the splashback of that is the perception that many people have of themselves by not seeing an example of that. By saying, when I was growing up, clear point, playing video games, and there's a white character and a black character. There was always an argument about who would be who. That's about representation. That's about the fact that if you don't see a lot of us in these areas, there are people, not everybody, but there are people that are just going to assume they can't be. How could they be? They can't be. They never were, right? They never were, so of course they couldn't be. And like he said, this is about the moment you write for them. So this is totally fixable. This is totally fixable.
Yeah.
You'd have to make the choice to do that, though. And some of the narratives that we've seen, especially in Hollywood, for decades, all black cast can't carry. People overseas don't want to watch that. They don't want to see a bunch of black people on the screen. And blah, 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 blah. We saw Black Panther smash that shit. Smash that. But how many years went by where that was the thought and beliefs inform actions? So they literally like, we don't do that here. We don't put black people in these big roles because overseas. And then try to blame overseas.
Yeah.
As if they didn't export.
Yeah, they did that.
They didn't export that anti-blackness. You know what I'm saying? And they don't hit you with, no. You don't understand. The Koreans, they don't want to see that. You ain't export that. I just watched a documentary a few years ago where they were talking about black people that went to Korea and walked down the street, and some of the reactions they would get from people, some of the assumptions. Well, you're a basketball player? Why would they think that? Why would they think that? Where they get that from? Where they get that from? Right. Where they get that from? So I hear you sitting there talking about, they don't see y'all like that. Maybe one of the reasons they don't see us like that is because you've been exporting that bullshit over there, having them think that before they even get a chance to meet just one, they already got these preconceived notions about what a black person is, what they do, how they think, how they react. They already got that, and you exported that shit out because, other than Mother Africa, this is a place we've been at for centuries.
Right.
Under your tender mercies. Right? Right? Yo, everything in your hands. Economics, education, entertainment, self-perception, and how the world sees you. It's been under your auspices. And look how they see us.
Yeah.
So I'm all for changing that narrative. And me and SBJ talked about one time before on the show. Oh shit, maybe last year before last. We talked about how we were tired of seeing certain tropes being used for black movies.
Yeah.
Yo, we can do sci-fi. What the fuck is you doing? Why is everything gotta be we depressed in the hood and shit? Why is everything gotta be that? I can be a captain of a starship, you motherfuckers. I could be the scientist that discovered how to remake dinosaurs. What the fuck? The fuck? What? Huh? What you putting a bandana on my head for?
Right.
The fuck?
Right.
Oh, okay. I come from a broken home. Right. Because you throwing me this basketball for?
Mm.
A mop? Nigga, the fuck? Yeah, so we all for the change up, switch up in the paradigm.
Mm-hmm.
We all for that. Also, another reason why I do not give a whole bunch of reverence for Hollywood, because they was responsible for that shit. So when I saw certain punk ass motherfuckers I had conversations with talking about what's cinema and what's not, miss me.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know what cinema was. We know exactly how our relationship to it was. We know. We knew. We saw it. You think we didn't see it? We saw it.
Right.
So I welcome your booze. I welcome your booze.
Okay. All right.
I've seen what you cheer for.
Okay. Right. Oh my God. So breaking rumor. Breaking maybe not rumor. Breaking what is the word that I'm looking for?
Right.
Interpretation. Breaking interpretation of something that somebody said.
Mm-hmm.
Sony teases future Spider-Man opportunities with Marvel Studio and Kevin Feige.
Okay.
Who is he? Sony Pictures Sony Pictures Motion Picture Group president says, the great thing is we have this very excellent relationship with Kevin. There's an incredible sandbox there to play with. We want those MCU movies to be absolutely huge because that's great for us and our Marvel characters. And I think that's the same thing on their side. But we have a great relationship. There's lots of opportunities, I think, that are going to happen.
So you know the way that contract works, right? They re-up every 2 films.
Currently, December is the end of this contract.
Yes. I do not believe for 1 second that a new contract will not be drawn up. I think it's pretty clear they know. I think there were aspirations. There were delusions of grandeur, so to speak. I'm gonna say it. Fuck it. Over there on Sony.
The last time,
delusions of
figured
grandeur.
they could do it, and then fan backlash came heavy.
And then my man Tom went in there and was like, "Look, man, this is dumb.
Y'all bugging.
This is dumb. Y'all
no
bugging."
pun intended.
Facts. Like y'all are really going to squander this opportunity to make all this money, to grab all this pop culture relevancy, all of this. What? That's stupid. For what though? Like for what? Just figure it out. Make a contract. Figure it out. Yeah, listen. I get why Sony didn't want to. I get it.
Yeah. If I'm to believe that all of my movies with this particular IP have done well, all of them have done well.
Yeah,
I could absolutely believe that the main reason that these ones have done as well as they have is because in general, audience are more accepting of watching superhero movies.
Right.
I can absolutely believe that that's the reason.
Yep.
And if that's the reason, I don't need y'all.
Right.
I have the rights.
Right.
If that's the reason, I don't need y'all.
And that I think that's kind of what they were banking on, because they didn't see the other reasons. They didn't see that it was Marvel Studios and Disney that made it soup. It was cool to have a superhero movie here and there. It was Marvel Studios. They made a culture. They made a genre. They created a genre.
Facts.
So the one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to disappoint the fan base that's rabid for your shit. And the reality is, the last Spider-Man movie made by Sony, while it didn't do bad in the movie theaters at all, but people were critical of it.
People hated it.
Yeah. And here's the thing. The last Spider-Man movie that Marvel did, people loved it. So now, one of the reasons they loved it also is because the fact that the possibility exists that Spidey and fucking Iron Man and Cap and all them other MCU characters existing, the idea of it is attractive. So if you decide to go, oh no, this ain't connected to that, you take away a data point that helps with the popularity and shit, right? So why do that when you don't have to? When let's make this $1 billion together, bro. Let's do that. Because y'all ain't gonna make $1 billion on your own. You haven't. Look what happened when we put our hands on it.
Facts.
That's all eat.
Yep.
And get the egos out of the way, because that really what was holding a lot of shit up. And I'm gonna say this on both ends. Right? It took Tom to go, I hate when mommy and daddy fight. To go up there and be like, yo, are you fucking nuts? Listen, I get it. Y'all in these boardrooms. But I'm out there. They rabid for this. You stupid. I'm out there with the consumers. You stupid. This is not the thing to do. Then they tried to do the little jokey thing. Oh, he came to us crying. No, he didn't. No. The ones that was acting like babies was y'all, not Tom. Tom was not acting like a baby. He was like, yo, y'all dumb. They want to see me with Iron Man. What? After that Endgame shit?
Right.
It wasn't a dry eye in the building. Yo, when we reappeared and came through that portal, and Tony gave me that fucking hug. Listen, I was in the movie theaters, of course, watching this. I am telling you, one of the biggest pops in that entire movie was when Spidey came swinging through that fucking portal. It's dumb not to take advantage of all that good emotional capital you motherfuckers have built. It's dumb. So what? So you gonna give us a universe where Tom is there and the rest of these motherfuckers not, after you done built all this shit up?
Right.
Nah. That's dumb. It's dumb. And I'm glad they figured it out. So I'm not saying there won't be any more disagreements on that's part of the negotiation shit. But I don't believe we'll see what we saw that last time. Where Kevin comes out and go, we had
here's the thing.
Run with Spider-Man.
Here's the thing. You don't come out and say that if you don't anticipate, because that you don't gain leverage by doing that.
No, sir. No, sir.
You don't gain leverage by coming out and saying, there are a bunch of opportunities that are around, and I think we're gonna do those.
No, sir.
You don't gain leverage doing that. So I absolutely have reason that's reason to believe that this is going to continue.
Yeah, I think so. I imagine so. It's definitely it's profitable for them, and just for the fans, it's good for us to see that. It's good for us to see them include Spider-Man, that character, because listen, from the time I was a kid, right? That was a long ass time ago. By the time I was a kid, you would look on a Marvel comic book right there in that corner. This book ain't had nothing to do with Spider-Man.
No,
he didn't have to. His picture, his face was right up there in that corner.
He was damn near the logo at one point.
Yo! So, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yo, that little circle with the Spider-Man face. Yep.
Marvel. You ain't had this. Just show up. There needed to be no text. Just put that Spider-Man face. Marvel. So, nah, B. It don't make sense for him not to be involved. It don't make sense for him not to be referenced. It don't make sense. It don't make sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck that. But I believe that's it.
That is it.
For today, we want to thank all of you, every single one of you that came up and decided to watch Saturday morning cartoons this morning live here on YouTube and Facebook. We appreciate that. Especially most of you come every week. And that's a big deal. We appreciate that engagement.
Absolutely.
All of the ones of you that listen on the audio from Apple Podcasts and Spotify and whatnot, you are appreciated as well. we would love for you to join us on the live stream. Because there are certain nuances that you're not going to get just listen to the audio.
Yeah.
Also, you get you a chance to engage with other Black Culture Geek audience members.
Facts.
And that's like it's dumb. But yeah, sense and judgment. Yeah, you should definitely come and check out one of the lives. We also plan on doing more shit in the future.
Or the playback on YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It'd be good to see you guys, talk to you, get your thoughts.
Yeah.
And we also want to give a quick shout out to the Metas and Mutants podcast that I host with Super Sci Guy, aka Silence the Virus. Go check that out. We're gonna be doing more things with that channel as well. And him talked about that the other day. Also, Addie's back in the game.
Yeah.
Literally, he's gaming. Yeah. Go check out Addie's game room. You know what I'm saying? Go do that. Also, go check out Jaded Nerd, who does the celebrity gossip beat. Check that out on his channel, Jaded Nerd. Go and purchase. Go and look and purchase from Nessa's clothing line. Lady Assassin has a clothing line. Go and check that out. Basically anything multi-world, go support that because that helps all of us.
Yeah.
Anything we connect to, go and help us. We need your help.
I mean, we need your help. We really need your help.
In the arms of listen.
Okay.
So for my man SPJ, I am Tombstone the Dead Man, and for the greater multi-world entertainment family, we are out.
Peace.